Well, here we go. There's everybody's face. I see Tron, but I can't hear Tron.
You can't hear me?
So just want to. Oh, I got you now. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah.
So, I think everybody's here. Everybody's here. Just welcome everybody to JC Presents.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's talk sports. We're gonna talk about the CFP selection recap. I like to give stuff time before I jump start tearing it up or start to just give it a little time to sit on it and talk and think about it before we start giving takes. And I know there's a lot of opinions on the pod today on the just what's happening and everything that's going around. So I have a full cast here today. Well, we're missing, but we have a lot of good voices here today. We'll run it down for everybody. My brother Rob Port is here. Got Fred Deuce White. We got Tron. You still there, Tron? Big Tron.
What up now?
And what's up? And see, Worm probably went back to Mississippi. He got homesick or something. He ain't show up there. He ain't here. So, but we do have the
He didn't fly. I know that.
and who took the bus?
He took the bus. Yeah.
And who
The
knows?
Greyhound.
That's right. And I put this here because I didn't know he was gonna show up before I asked him. Billy Falls with
What
Kings
up?
Mountain Finest.
What
And
up?
the very first
Up.
in studio guest of any show. That's the very first one. I gotta tell Al here, all the boys like
Yeah, they're
Phil,
slacking.
beat them all to the punch.
To the punch.
Sit right there in front of me.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
just sitting right there. I can see it.
There it is.
Sitting right there. So yeah, we just welcome to the show.
Appreciate
And
you.
then I
Thanks
just
for having me, brother. You
oh
know
yeah,
that.
for sure.
Anytime.
For sure. Yeah, I'm gonna drag you back over here, man. So
Yep.
some golf. We could talk about
Yeah.
uh baseball, volleyball. We got a whole bunch of stuff because his kids play
Yeah. Yeah.
sports too. Play
Keep me
other
moving.
leagues.
Keep me moving.
Yeah. So we got a lot we can we're gonna talk about. And I'll just real quick plug this. I told y'all fellas before the show. As you can see, everybody, thanks for everybody who's watching, who's watched us on For the Culture. For the Culture is not gone anywhere. It is love the feedback. People getting a lot of traction. And everybody but Philly Phil, he's gonna be on there too.
Yep.
Everybody's been on that show. Thanks everybody panel for coming over there to support. But and just doing this for a little while, I figured out that I talked about this the first couple episodes about what I like to talk about, what we like to do. It just became real clear that we're gonna keep our music, movies, pop culture, all of that over there on For the Culture. Now it'll sprinkle in sports every now and then, but I want to keep the sports and keep it what it is. So it's like, okay, let's talk about sports now. So that's the format we have here. Both of them so in place, not going anywhere. But yeah, I got a great crew for the first kickoff.
Yeah.
I got a great topic for it too. Great topic for it. Let me get this pulled up here. So, here we go. Everybody can see that, right? Everybody had a chance to get their opinions formulated. I don't want to hear no stuttering. I don't want to hear no. I know all what y'all think. I don't want to hear any backtracking. We're gonna start 50,000 feet high level first. I just want to get each of you's opinion on just the field, just kind of recap this season. Talk about some disappointments, some people that surprised you, and just talk about and we'll dive into the particulars of it. Just tell me what you think about this season, this bracket. Starting about with Tron. What you think?
Starting with me?
Just starting with you.
Man, I mean, I'm always gonna take it back home, man. I'm disappointed with a team that didn't I mean, yeah. Now we got some heavy opinions about this team that I'm gonna say. Got it on my head. I'm disappointed with the University of Tennessee this year, man. They had so many opportunities to get there and didn't get there, man. They had like 3 opportunities in one season to make that playoff and to beat some of the teams that's in this playoff right now. Actually, about 3 of them that held them back in games they should have won. They got to find something to get over that hump that they've been trying to get over for the last damn 15 to 20 years, man. They disappointed me. I'm frustrated. Maybe I'm a little biased because it's my boys, but I'm frustrated about that, man. And that's pretty much what I got, man. I mean, honestly, I think Vanderbilt they had a good leg to stand on about making the playoffs too, man. They beat some good teams. They had a good season, another good season, and they showed them improve, man. They got a Heisman Trophy winner on the team. Definitely would have made some money in the playoffs, and I think they should definitely be in there before a Tulane shit. Excuse my French. That's just my opinion. So that's what I'm gonna leave it with. Short and quick.
Yes, sir.
It's a good one. Deuce?
You know, man, Tron, you said I'm not necessarily disappointed with. I'm going to go with the teams I'm disappointed in. When the season first started, there was some, high hope for some of these teams, and then there's some teams that I felt like, wow, what happened? That one team is Florida State. They started the season off, and the way they looked against Alabama, it looked dominant, completely dominant. You thought, wow, is the U back? I'm sorry, but is Florida State back? Are they chopping, and doing those type of things? I could not believe that they fell off so fast after that. That right there was something I could not believe. The other disappointment, of course, is I'm not going to say I'm disappointed in Tennessee. When we look at our group, we lost a quarterback. Did not think we were going to go into the season with that as a situation, trying to find out who our quarterback was going to be. And to be honest with you, losing Nico made me feel like we weren't going to have a good season. We brought in Joey, and I think Joey did a good job of just getting us over the hump. From the short amount of time that he was actually on the hill. So I can't say I didn't expect much, considering the fact that we lost a quarterback in spring like that. So that I'm not necessarily disappointed in that, but the teams that I am surprised in, I mean, completely surprised. If you told me at the beginning of the season that Indiana would be the number one team in the country at the end of the year, I would have told you was crazy. I mean, I thought they had a good coach. I know they have a good coach. They have a good squad. They made the playoffs last year. But I would have never imagined that they beat Ohio State in their championship game. That is something that I would not have told you, or I would not have agreed with. I would have bet money against that. So those are the two things that I think surprised me the most this year.
Yes, sir.
Bill?
Yeah, I have to echo my boys. I have to echo Tron. I definitely have to echo Fred. I definitely concur with what you guys are saying about those two teams that were a surprise. I didn't expect my Tennessee Vols a little biased. I didn't expect them to kind of have a faltered season to that degree. But also echo your words as well, Deuce, because Florida, that one, the way they started out the year, they were in position to, from what we've seen, really just kind of shake up that ACC as well as put a staple on, hey, we're back. And so that was just that was one of those things where when I seen that game, I was like, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for the whole ACC. It's going to be a problem for the rest of the country. I mean, I thought that was going to be one of the teams that would be in the huncho when it came down to the back end of it all. So that's the low end of it. But as for the high end of it, looking at what I seen last year with Indiana, just to kind of look at where they just completed their season, I kind of had these boys already pegged. And the reason why I had them pegged, guys, because Fred, Tron, I mean, JC, you boys know we had a cohesive unit at UT when we were there. So just to see these boys operate from last year to where they are, bringing over majority of everybody this year, they were in position to knock down a juggernaut. And not only that, the only thing that it gave me a little bit of hesitation was the fact of, do they have the depth to continue to compete at a high level against Ohio State? And so as it progressed on out, and I'm watching them boys play throughout week in, week out, I'm watching them, and I'm watching that game the other night, and I'm sitting there saying, hey, these boys are going to win. I called it for 3.5 weeks now. These boys are going to beat Ohio State. Everybody's like, oh, you tripping. I said, no, I'm not. I said, I've been watching things since last year on how these boys operate. Not everybody's in, hands still with the coach and everything, but I just think the way that coach goes about putting his guys in the positions to elevate, and he's a good players coach in the sense that the guys want to go and do and be successful in what he's portraying. I just knew, like, hey, these boys got an opportunity to go and really knock down a juggernaut whenever the big sleepy giant is sleeping. And so I think they did just that, man. They definitely didn't surprise me any. I know it probably shook up the nation, but as for me, I was kind of anticipating that victory by Indiana for one, and then on two, like I said, just the low end with Florida State, and of course my ball's not coming through as I really predicted him to kind of really do a good number this year. So those are just kind of my two little tidbits, and I just wanted to kind of keep going from there. So just one of those things where I just feel like that's exactly what I anticipated. From the high end, but from the low end, it was definitely a shocker by all means. So, but yeah, man, it's it's one of those questionable ordeals.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Rob,
Yeah. Yeah. So, from my standpoint, obviously, you guys know I'm a South Carolina fan. So, you want to talk about disappointment? So, disappointment's been a theme going on right now. So, that was definitely a disappointment starting out number 12.
Yeah.
Ended up where we ended up.
You knew what it was going to end up.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how South Carolina football goes. But no, as far as college football overall, I think it was a really good season. And I think that we finally have true parity across the board in college football. That's something that's exciting to see. Because like someone had mentioned earlier, if you would have told us that Indiana was going to be undefeated and the number one team in the country at the end of the season, we would have thought you were smoking something. Not just Indiana, but we got Vanderbilt. This is the second year in a row Vanderbilt's had a very strong season, even improved from last year. So I'm just happy for once that we truly got parity across the board. It's not just the dominance of an Alabama or a Georgia. Yeah, those teams are still around, but anything, I truly do feel like this year anybody it's up for grabs. Anybody can take it. So I think that's definitely a good thing for college football, especially moving forward.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I agree. So that leaves me, and I'm glad I left my brother right before me. So that's a good segue into I like the parody, and that's pretty much where I was going. A couple of you I know said it. I'm not really disappointed with what Tennessee did this year. And we talk. A lot of people said we're 8-4, and if you had said what we had going on with the quarterback situation as late as it happened. And then to see some of the injuries, well, we knew about one of the injuries before the season started. They know about Ricky Gibson and some others. And I'm not going to put that on, even without the injuries.
Yeah.
This was kind of almost like a bridge year, a gap year for us. All that said, there's two games we could have pulled out, should have pulled out, that we're having a whole different conversation. But even then, I would have said we overachieved at that point. So that's why I'm not disappointed. We know it because 98 season, we've been on both sides of this,
Right.
where you get lucky or unlucky in some seasons, some years, and sometimes you get lucky and then you take advantage of your fortune and your luck, and that's how it bounces sometimes. So
Right.
I'm just looking forward to next year. I wish we had done better, but I'm not disappointed in this season. I think I love the way Joey played. I love the way a lot of those kids went out there and laid it on the line. We have to get better defensively. Got to tackle better. But there's things that are fixable. I don't feel hopeless like I did a couple times. Couple tenures coaches that were there don't feel like that at all. This was just like a blip, and I think we'll bounce back from that.
Yeah.
In short time. Like the season as a whole, I love the parity of college football. I do not like the same teams in the same conferences winning all the time. I like to see everybody, get a chance, and and what's balancing the scale, NIL transfer portal. It's because everybody can pay you. Anybody can go win and where they want to go. Some people handle the transfers and handle their teams better than others. You can see who does well at it. It's a balance act. You're getting the right talent and the right people in the room, and you can stay competitive for a while. You can bounce back from having a bad season. It just gives other people an opportunity. Excuse me. And I think that we'll talk about this in some later segments today about if we can get over the continuing to tilt the scale for some teams and conferences, then I think you're just going to see this continue to happen. But Indiana, can't talk about this season. And Deuce, you remember this? A couple months, we were having one of our patented arguments about a month and a half ago, and I told you that Indiana will beat I said they would beat us on a neutral field right now. You told me they wouldn't. I knew they would, but they just have a really good team.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
Ohio State is Ohio State. I'm not a fan. I just find it hard, even trying to be, in this conversation to give them props. I have a hard time giving saying good things about Ohio State, but they are a really talented team. It's gonna be hard to beat. Um, just like Phil, you just said that playoff field, which as you can see right there. I think you can pick, and it's 12 now. Just I can see it going. They're gonna settle at 16. We already know they just got here, and I can see 16 already.
Yep.
So, but there's a lot of teams that are in it that can win it. I like the fact that James Madison and Tulane are there because the only way that those teams are ever going to have a chance to be truly competitive is if they can say, "Hey, we have a chance. If you come here, we have a chance." They can get better players just by being in this playoff.
Yep.
And that's what they're going to be. If you're going to keep all those teams out, then just true them out and keep it just to the Power Four and let them have their own thing. If you're not going to let them in.
Right.
So I like them being there. We'll see how competitive they are. I think Tulane played Ole Miss this year, didn't? Ole Miss put it on them.
Yeah.
But I think it's late in the season, and it's just there's a lot of teams I'm sitting here looking at that can. It's going to be about matchups and things of that nature. But I'm excited about this. But I'm jealous. I get jealous ever since they started the playoff. I've been jealous because we didn't get to do this.
No, we didn't have.
I wish we had an opportunity to do this. But yeah, looking forward to this one. So that's the high level college football. So
Jeff, I got to mention it since you said it.
You rebuttal.
You were right. You were right when you said what you said. I'll bet you when you're right.
All right. All right.
You was right when you said what you said. You said they would beat us. Yep. You right. You right.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So and we've just been talking. Let's continue to talk about Indiana, and we'll start at the top of this bracket. Indiana, Ohio State. This kind of is really a conversation about the seeds and where people. I didn't see a lot wrong with the seed. Now if they had put Georgia at 2 instead of Ohio State, I wouldn't argue with that at all. But with Ohio State being number 1 most of the year and them losing to number 2 in a really close game, I can't be mad at them for leaving them at 2. What do you guys think about just to start the top 2 seeds, Ohio State and Indiana? Did they get that part of it right?
I think they got it right. I mean, you have 2 of the best that's been fairly dominant for the most of the year, as we've all seen. And just to see the 2 of them put on a display of a strong defensive and strategic offensive layout. It's not like they blew everybody out with 28 points kind of thing that we've been accustomed to. But to me, I felt like they definitely got it right by having those 2 there. Now, mind you, as we look at the whole committee in itself, I mean, they're notorious for trying to slide in a bulldog. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I mean, as we look at the overall blanket, I think, to me personally, I feel like they definitely got it right. And like I said, I just kind of had this thing predicted, man, ever since last year personally. There's many people that know me. They know I've been barking the fact that the Hoosiers probably going to get back in that thing. And, man, they showed up, did just that and knocked off the big dog. So I think it's just one of the things where I think as a committee, they got them both in obviously 2 different bracket zones. But if I could probably jump in that room, I'm sure they was probably all barking like, hey, we would love to see these 2 take it again to the national championship. So time and tell, but I think they got it right.
Are we just talking about the number 1 and the number 2?
Yeah, we starting there. We're gonna work our way down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think they got it right with that. Absolutely. I think Indiana deserves it, man. I mean, like you said earlier, Phil.
Yeah,
man. I watched Indiana last year, and last year I was looking at them like, Indiana, come on, man. But I kept watching them.
Yep.
And just watching how they were playing. Now, it reminds me of a 1996, 97 University of Tennessee team.
You said it right.
That had Peyton Manning at the helm, and everybody had expectations. But then the next year, you know what happened. So that's what I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yep.
Now I'm not gonna tell you what I got, but Indiana, man, you better watch out for the Hoosiers, man. And the thing is, they played on a big stage last week. Let's see if they can continue to keep playing on that big stage.
There you go.
That's the question.
Yep.
So I think that's right. They whooped up on Ohio State, and I'm glad they whooped their ass. Excuse me, because I can't stand Ohio State for some reason.
So,
but yeah. So yeah, I think they got it right, man. They got it right. Absolutely.
Let me do this because I think the number one is less of a debate. Let me ask the two SEC guys here. What do you think about there's an argument that can be made for Georgia versus Ohio State for that number 2 seed. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, you can make that argument between Georgia and Ohio State, but the big thing for me is that Indiana and Ohio State, they were really the only two undefeated teams going into the conference championship games. And those two teams, they played classic. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want to about the game. They played an absolute back and forth classic. So I think from Ohio State standpoint, only losing that game by 3 points, I'm totally good with that, especially the way that, Georgia was strong pretty much all season long, but losing the game at home to Alabama and, looking at that compared to Ohio State losing on a neutral field to another undefeated team. So I'm totally fine with how they ended up with the 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I had to go last.
This is what I'm waiting on.
I had to go last with this.
Yes.
Hey, Philly and Tron, we played video games back in the day, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
They used to always say, "You're only as good as your what?
Last game."
Your last game.
You're only as good as your last game." Am I right or wrong?
You're
right.
In this case, I don't care that Georgia lost at home. They lost at home by 3 points. The same margin that Ohio State lost to Indiana in the championship game. 3 points. Hey, man, they came back and they blew out that same team that beat them in the SEC championship at a neutral site. The SEC champion should be the number 2. You can't lose your game and then still be number 2. You should drop to 3 or 4, in my opinion. The SEC champion deserves to be number 2 in this case.
So, are you saying a conference champion, or are you
Absolutely.
saying just the SEC champion? Are you saying? Can you clarify that part?
The SEC champion. I'm saying the SEC champion. I'm saying the SEC champion should deserve to be the number 2 because of what the same record as Ohio State. They didn't lose their last game. They lost 1 game and they went on a run. And they won against a lot of ranked teams down the stretch to get to the championship game. And also obliterated the team that did beat them.
Okay. So let me clarify. So you're not saying that let's change the situation around. Let's say Georgia, Alabama, undefeated. You have Ohio State playing Indiana. Ohio State has 1 loss. They beat Indiana, win the Big Ten championship. But then whoever is in this other conference, you say you should in that case, should Ohio State be number 2?
Yeah.
If somebody lose over here, oh, okay. All right. So you saying those conference champions should be number 2.
Absolutely.
It means something.
Not just
if it was the other way around, if it was the other way around, and Alabama and Georgia were ranked 1 and 2, and Alabama won and Georgia lost, Georgia should be 3. They shouldn't be 2. If Ohio State and Indiana played each other and Ohio State wins their conference, they should be 2. They shouldn't be 3.
We're on the same page.
That's fair. That's fair.
It is special. I like you. You're right, Fred. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I ain't saying it but when you lay it out there like that, they won the SEC. Yeah. They should be number 2. You're definitely right. Ohio State got beat. Makes sense, right?
And as long as you say, and I agree, if it's a strong conference, and any of those 3, I would say that about anybody but the ACC right now. If it was the Big 12, SEC, I'm with.
Well, you know what? One thing that I think they should, I mean, I know they probably won't do, but I know we're just all out here just, freelancing. But I mean, think about it like this. If that is the case, totally agree with Fred on that. That's definitely fair. But think about it. It's like, well, then you should separate these bowls. So if you got your Big 10, your 12s, and whatever the case may be, it should not differentiate in terms of your win-loss, or it should not fold over. But again, they probably won't do that because that's going to mess with the lay of the land too. So, at the end of the day, like you said, you got a great argument because, it can either way, but Fred makes a valid point as well. So it's like, I get what you're saying. That's a fair ordeal, you know.
And had Alabama won, I don't know if they should have deserved to even be in the top 4. This is my opinion, because they had 2 losses before that game.
Absolutely.
I don't disagree with you. Okay, so we're all on the same on that, and I think we're gonna jump around. We're gonna get back to the rest of the bracket. Good of a segue into how important are these conference championship games going forward? Because you keep hearing people say either you just have, because I get why it was basically, it served as a playoff game when you had the bowl games, the bowl alliance, when you had the BCS, and then when you had the 4 playoffs. This was a de facto playoff to see who was going to get one of those 4 seeds. Now you have 12.
Yeah,
it's not as in. I don't even want to say the words that conference championship isn't important,
right?
But it's not as important to that,
right,
as it used to be. So what are they going to do with the conference championship game? I've heard talk. I think we've all heard it about them going away or at least changing in some form. How do you feel about that?
I'll go first in this one. I've been trying to figure out that, because I've been scratching my head trying to figure out, like, that's a lot of football. I know they're getting paid now, but that's a lot of football. And you got situations where I'm not worried about injury. You play the game, you know what you're getting yourself into anyway. But when it comes to having a conference championship game, hey man, basketball does it a little bit different. They do still have a conference championship game, but it's different in the aspect of, you have a playoff in football now that does not necessarily need that. No. But now there will be a situation where, okay, if you went to the end of the season and Indiana and Ohio State were ranked 1 and 2, who's going to be the champions? They're both undefeated. I guess they're going to be co-champions, right? But does that matter when you have a playoff? Or does it matter more that you have conference champions in it? Because if you look at it that way, Tulane is not in, and neither is JMU. One of those teams are going to make the playoffs if that's the case.
That's right.
Yeah. The way I look at it with the conference championship games is, especially going forward, is how much weight is the committee going to put on the conference championships? Because that's the thing, though. If they put too much stock and too much weight in it, then a lot of teams are going to be like, hey, well, what's the risk? What are we guaranteed to play in this conference championship game for? If we lose in the conference championship, it's going to hurt us when it comes to the playoffs. So, and I know that's going to be a big topic when we talk about it a little bit later, especially how it fell out with the seeding. But you've got to make it sure that if you're going into it, as far as the conference championships go, that the conference championship should not affect how it goes forward as far as the playoffs is concerned.
But just saying that sounds, I know why you said it, but it sounds crazy to say but you're right. It's either, if it matters a lot when you win, it has to matter when you lose too. Because I've heard the people say, we're not going to penalize somebody who lost in their conference championship game. Why not?
Yeah,
you must make it a certain way.
That goes back to
lose a certain way. Like Ohio State lost a close. They didn't get penalized as much. Alabama got spanked.
Right.
And they almost got penalized a lot for it. Probably should have gotten penalized more than they did for it.
But are we going to give some credence to Alabama for at least making it to the conference championship game? Because you got to look at the flip side. As far as the SEC goes, Ole Miss and Texas A&M, they weren't even there. You know what I'm saying? They were sitting at home chilling. And so they kind of, I'm not going to say like a scapegoat, but they didn't have anything to risk. And so that's why I don't think you should really punish somebody for playing in that conference championship game and then losing.
Some people say don't even let Alabama and Georgia play. Let Ole Miss and Texas A&M play it out.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Now, here's my situation with it. The reason why I look at Alabama and say they shouldn't have made it in, and this is my opinion now, and I'm from a situation of the team you did lose to outside the conference was crap. They were
that's the reason why they shouldn't be in right there. That is the reason, right?
That's the reason. That's not punishing them for losing the championship. No. You're punishing them. No, they gave themselves their own punishment. You lost out of conference game to a team that didn't even have a 500 record.
Embarrassed. Right. They lost.
That doesn't make so, you know. I mean, that's why I look at it and say they shouldn't have made it. That's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, totally agree with you.
So, but something has to shake out. They got to figure out something. But see, I think this is my idea for it, because I think being a conference champion is something that is sacred. I like what you said. So like you can do if like Indiana, Ohio State, they're co-champions. But for the betterment of the league, you don't need them playing to get somebody hurt. And what are you deciding?
Right.
Call it a play-in game. Get the next
Play
two
game.
games or whoever's on the bubble ready to play each other that can benefit by winning that game. And let them play. Yep. So you don't need a conference championship game.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Because if you look at the NFL, right, when it comes to playoffs, the top teams in those leagues are going to get what? A bye.
Yeah,
they're getting a bye in the first round of the playoffs, but I don't even know if they need to play
well, they don't get a bye. Only the number one seed gets a bye now. Only the number one. Even
number one seed, yeah.
The 2 seed don't even get a bye anymore, but they get a home. They get home advantage. Yeah, they get home.
Yeah. So I think those things that matter, man.
They do.
I don't like to see that. I didn't like to see, and I'm an SEC guy. Y'all already know that. Everybody in this car know I'm the SEC guy.
Me too.
Right.
But watching Alabama get beat like they did, it made me realize they shouldn't be in.
Oh, Alabama, yeah. Between the way they beat and that loss to FSU, that was they should have been in there. They shouldn't be in.
That's my tipping point. That Florida State loss.
Florida State loss. Yes.
Which gets to that's a good segue into this Notre. Speaking of people who shouldn't be in and who's in and who's out.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Give me a second. Let me just hold on before y'all go in on Notre Dame. Let me go in on them first,
please.
I have, and this situation just validated and perfectly explained why I have liked Notre Dame, the University of Notre Dame, University, whatever they are, whatever they're called. I've never liked them just because of the air of what they are. Yeah. I'll never forget when I'll make it personal for a minute, and then I'm gonna get back to just them. Even when they were recruiting me coming out, and Lou Holtz was there, and I wasn't like one of these. I wasn't an arrogant kid. I wasn't full of myself. Nothing. I felt like I was a real humble kid, and he just told me out of nowhere, for no reasons, like, we don't recruit you. The school recruits itself. We're not gonna call you. If you want to come, you can come to us. I'm like, okay, all right, appreciate that. We want you to come on the visit, but we want you to I was like, all right, that's cool. But I was like, thank you, sir, and whatever. And just the way their fan base is, and the way they're just so entitled to, and just some of the, and they, speaking of titles, they won a lot of those titles because of the media that used to vote them into championships, used to vote their Heisman winners that didn't deserve it. They've gotten so many accolades, awards, championships, and things over the years that they do not deserve, and it just feeds the beast. It keeps feeding the beast, and everybody is with their fan base now has this sense of entitlement. And this thing they just pulled off, because what they just did, because all the times that they've shown favor to Notre Dame over other people, go to 2020, especially what they did to the ACC. The ACC during that COVID year, they were out there, didn't have a schedule, couldn't play. The ACC let them play a 10-game ACC schedule. Let them play in the conference championship game of a conference they are not officially above. They went, lost that game, and then got invited to what? A 14 playoff game, a 14 playoff, simply because of what the ACC allowed them to do. And then this year, because the ACC, Notre Dame, you're the ACC's mistress. Miami is their spouse. They have no true tie alliance to you. They're supporting that's in their conference and backing them to get in the playoffs. For you, you may not like it, but to go and act like they shouldn't have done it, and then to get mad because they made it in, you look like a bunch of rats that's entitled, that has had everything going their way the entire time. And just like I said, when people are entitled, equality feels like oppression, because when you have everything go your way, and then when you don't go your way, you feel like somebody's doing you wrong just because they did the right thing. So I'm gonna shut up and let y'all talk about it for a little bit. But yes,
And JC, to piggyback on what you said, they are brats. They are. And you said it.
Fair point.
Miami is the ACC's
Yes,
spouse.
that's their
You are
spot.
the
You the
the
mission.
mistress is hiding over
You the
there.
spot.
You
Right.
know, they come around every now and then, and
And
Miami
everybody
beats
lets
you.
come around. Yes, and they
And
beat
the first game of the season, Miami beat you. So you
Yes.
do not deserve to be in over them.
Mhm.
100%. I agree with that.
Right.
I got a feeling I'm going to be in the minority on this one, but I'm going to get it out.
Oh, here
I'm
we
going to get it out.
go.
Hold
Here
up.
we go.
All right,
I'm
hold
about
up.
to
Hold up.
rap too.
Here
Go
we
ahead,
go.
bro. Oh,
Hold
go
up.
ahead, bro. Oh, no, don't attack
So,
me. Let me hear what you got to say.
I'm gonna put my disclaimer out there first. With everything you just said, as far as they're entitled, being a bunch of brats. I don't like the way they said, "Oh, we're gonna take our ball and go home. We're not even gonna play in the bowl game." I don't like that. I don't like none of that. All right, but I do see how they have a little bit of a legit argument or ticked off with the committee.
I
Just
agree
for the
with
simple fact that, just for the simple fact that for the last 3-4 weeks, they've had Miami or had Notre Dame ranked ahead of Miami, going all the way to the very end, the very, 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 very end. And then you flip flop them just because of how you saw how the ACC championship game. That's the one thing they're not telling us.
But it wasn't that though. Hold on, I don't mean to cut you off, but it was more of the BYU thing
The
because
BYU.
they said
That's
BYU.
what I was gonna say.
They were between them. Once there was to put Notre Dame in front of BYU, you could put BYU in front of Miami. But once BYU was out the equation, and can you imagine if they had them sitting there, Notre Dame and Miami sitting there back to back, and they take Notre Dame over Miami, and Miami beat them?
Yeah,
that would have been missed. So it wasn't so much the conference championship, but it was more so the BYU situation and how BYU lost.
I think they were anticipating BYU to knock off TT.
Oh, they at least played better.
Yeah.
Oh, finish your point.
No. So I think that's what the committee is telling us. But I think the part that they're not telling us is that they didn't want to leave an ACC team out of the tournament. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
They could have left an ACC team out. And me personally, I think they should have left the ACC team out and left Notre Dame in just because of how the committee went all the way to the end of the season with Notre Dame ahead of Miami. They got to be consistent across the board. So my thing is like this. They were expecting Virginia to beat Duke, right? I think we all expected that. And so if Virginia had went on to beat Duke, now you got an ACC champion that's ranked high enough to where you can put them in, and that kind of squashes the whole Miami-Notre Dame debate. But because you've got a 5-loss ACC champion now, you can't justify putting them in. You damn sure can't justify putting Virginia in.
That's true.
So now you're left with, hey, are we really going to pull this trigger and leave an ACC team out of it? And I don't think they really had the stones to do that.
Yeah. Can I tell you what? I agree. Those are great points. Great points. I'm gonna tell you what I think the real problem with this, to the reason why we're even having this discussion about. We're talking about they got the same record. We're talking about Miami catching them. No, this year Notre Dame was they started off 0-2. They were the only 0-2 team to stay ranked since 1980. Why are you losing the first 2 games of the season and you're still ranked in the top 25? Because you're Notre Dame. And that's the only reason they keep them. And it's been a running joke forever. Like they keep Notre Dame in striking distance so they can be in contention for the playoffs, so they can be in contention for a bowl game. That's the only reason why, because they played that justified them being ranked that high anyway. So that's that's part of the story, but that's what even caused that story is what the hell Notre Dame doing ranked that high anyway. For Miami to have to catch them. So it's more entitled.
It seems like they always tend to keep, like you said, that team, Notre Dame especially up there
around the 10,
just so they can keep them in that breathing zone.
Same
as Alabama, same as Georgia. They love to keep them boys hot.
Alabama for sure, but Notre Dame is something.
Alabama shouldn't even be in it.
It's a name brand. They want to keep those name brands around.
That's a
called
great
blue blood. It's a blue blood, and Tron said it right. That money, they travel.
There you go.
That money, and they travel.
Well, and just like you said earlier, the reason why that ACC, they're on the fence of whether or not we leave the ACC out. Man, that's too much money. We can't do that. And so it comes down to that dollar and cents. I mean, the ACC is definitely pumping in some fluid. You know what I'm saying?
Miami though, And if you look at Miami's game, like I just saw their last home game, they had the stadium was half empty.
Yeah.
And they don't travel to bowl games and they're leaving Miami.
Yeah.
So what was the bonus and the plus there of taking Miami? Well, they had to, though. That was the only team they could take.
That's right.
From that.
An old private school at that, you know, how they're a little more entitled too. So they're not much different than Notre Dame, you know. Once again, you know, they all generating their own dollar. Yeah. And the way they look at it, you know, we can pop in and out of any conference and go dominate. Well, I beg to differ. You know what I mean? I think that's right.
You guys just mentioned, Jeff, you mentioned something about their stadium, and they don't have their own stadium.
No, I get it. I know that's part of
campus.
They have to drive too far. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it. So what's going to happen with what needs to happen, or what do you think is going to happen with Notre Dame? Because you saw the Big 12 commissioner came out and just because, and this is why I was so happy that now when I see 10 commissioner come out and say something, or if I see the SEC got all these, because they got to go somewhere, or it's not they don't have to, but if they go somewhere, it's going to be they're not going to the Big 12. They're either going to go to the Big 10. I think that's their only real choice. I don't think they're coming to the SEC. I don't think they're going to go fishing it. So now you made a statement about the ACC. You said it's irreparable damage or whatever. So what, you gonna go join officially now? Their only real choice is the Big 10. Do you think the Big 10 is just gonna be like, all right, we'll take, which I think they will, but everybody's kind of looking at them like, what are y'all doing? That's not the right move. What do you think their next move is, or where they're gonna be in the next 5 years?
I mean, me personally, I just think, man, to be honest with you, I don't even think they belong in the Big 10 personally. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, the boys. No, I don't. I
think like Midwest stuff and like culturally, that's where I think they fit.
I just think, you know, yes, true, in terms of their location, the geography of it all, in which it kind of makes sense. But I just think in the overall, if you just check the history of Notre Dame, I mean, they've always been an independent. You know what I mean? So in a sense, it's like
they can't keep that up.
That's what I was gonna say. They can't keep that up, and it's not going to be beneficial for them and any of the recruits and all that longevity going forward. But in my opinion, I mean, you need to slide your little happy tail on over to the Atlantic and go over there and just try to do your thing, and then we'll see you when we see you. Because to be honest with you, you'll get mollywopped when you come on down the south. You know what I mean? For one, Big 10 has got tons of weight.
They beat Arkansas by 43 this year.
I know,
so you know, I'm just saying.
I know.
They're gonna play 3 or 4 of them games a year.
I agree with you, but the one thing about it, I feel like, you know, like, again, your Big 10s, your SEC, we got depth. Every now and then, Notre Dame tends to show they tend to have a couple of the spry chickens that are decent athletes. But again, at the end of the day, yes,
you just said it.
Yep.
Now, I'm not an advocate for this. I'm not trying to sell this. But you do have to look at the other side of this, though.
Yep.
Notre Dame going to the SEC. What I would be scared about for that is the recruiting for that. They recruit the way they recruit, just sitting out there on the island.
Right.
But now you're telling the kid, you get to come here. Right. Notre Dame, I mean, as much as I dislike Notre Dame, it is what it is.
Yep.
It's the place. But then now you get to go play against boom, 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 boom. You get to showcase, like, that's a sale.
Yeah. Where they go, blue.
And
kids are like that, won't they?
That's a sell.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would there for that reason.
Yeah. But and they in the SEC, people be like, oh, Notre Dame in the SEC now?
Yeah.
Right. Now it definitely has a little nostalgia to it, but I think at the end of the day, I think that coach is also looking at it like, hey man, I'm gonna need to keep my job because I know we're gonna be up against the juggernauts day in.
You can't
make get smacked.
Coach though, because coaches come.
It's a different type of ball in the SEC, man. Every week.
I just don't feel like. I just know I'm like you, Jay. I just remember when I was being recruited by Notre Dame. I'm just looking at the difference of when Lou Holtz was there because he was recruiting me as well to where it is now. I mean, everybody's got it in terms of their recruiting strategy. You know, from some of these GAs, these assistants and stuff like that. I think the platform is just. I don't know, man. I just don't know if they can stay up. I could be wrong. I mean, hey, you know, everybody has a flighted year where they're doing the right thing and they got the proper recruits. But I just seem like they might have like I said, they might have a spry chicken this year. All of a sudden, that's it. But it seems like, man, we got a plethora from the Big 10 to the South. I mean, it's a plethora of talent coming in and out that would like to remain in that realm. And it's almost like, yeah, okay, if you want to come to our conference, come on in here and get you some. You know what I mean? Case in point, let Oklahoma in there. They're gonna let Texas in there. So I mean, I get it. It is what it is. They're gonna chase that big dollar. But at the end of the day, it's like a team for me. I mean, case in point, Oregon, they know better. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. So okay,
You know
now
what I mean?
Deuce, go on mute for a second because I know you about to go crazy. Because we said this about Texas and Oklahoma when they can't like the coach at all.
I don't like Coach
Oregon. I don't like him at all. So those teams we all mentioned are good enough because people adapt. You adapt to your environment.
Yeah.
You start to become, and because if I live in a soft, cushy neighborhood, I know I can walk off my porch and I don't have to knuckle up and be ready to go.
Right.
But if I live in a neighborhood, certain neighborhoods, I grew up a certain way. I know if I come off that porch to be a certain way.
Yeah.
These teams they adapt to wherever they are. They said like Texas came right in, went to the championship. Oklahoma came in, had a real great season this year, and people said they laughed at Oklahoma last year because of the season they had. They had some there's a reason why I think they were 6. They had a mediocre season. They had them now, and you see that those top tier teams. That's just like a great player you put. I don't care where you put them. I think they're gonna figure it out at a certain point, and they're gonna get better players by coming to a conference like that.
Well,
because of
they will. Absolutely.
I hate the bust y'all bubble. But they got a TV contract that goes through 2029.
I know.
They make about $50 million a year on that contract.
That's true.
That contract, the only thing that's gonna make Notre Dame going to a conference is them losing the NBC contract. If they lose the NBC contract, NBC is no longer going to be whatever you think it's going to be.
Because they've been with NBC.
That's a great point, Deuce. That's a great point. What do you think about that? But you're absolutely right. They've had that contract for quite some time.
But something's going to happen.
They don't have to share any money with anyone on their contract.
But they're going to with them about that. They got to do something. See, this is where it's going to come to a head. You're exactly right. That 50, they're not going to walk away from that $50 million, and no conference is going to let them go and keep a lot because the other teams are going to be like, hell no, you're not keeping you have to split that money up with everybody else, and that's not happening.
That is one of the reasons why Texas is now in the SEC because they could not keep people were mad about their Longhorn contract.
Yeah,
Big 12 didn't like it.
Right.
Big 12, no one liked it.
What are they going to do though? Because they're going to start I think they finally got to a point to where they said we're not going to let you have your cake and eat it too. You're not going to be able to go over there and do your independent thing and keep all your money, but come over here and participate in this group activity. But you go do your own thing.
That's the thing. Notre Dame's got to come to it. It seems like every couple of years, Notre Dame has that same. They got to look themselves in the mirror and say, how much is enough? Like, how much money are we getting is enough? If it's going to hurt us on the back end by not being in the conference and we can't play a tough schedule, like whether it be in the SEC or the ACC or the Big Ten, they're going to have to make that decision. It's going to be a tough decision to lose out on all that money and have a shared revenue with everybody else in the conference. But to me, from where I sit, that's just what they're going to have to do. If they really want to compete going forward, that's what they're going to have to do.
Yeah,
I'm looking at their schedule. I can't say they didn't schedule. These schedules are put out years in advance, right? I'm looking at their schedule. They redid their thing with Miami. So Miami, they got Texas A&M.
Yep.
And they lost that game. They played Purdue, which is kind of the team they usually play anyway. They played Arkansas. That's a team that they normally don't play, but it's the SEC team. They played 2 SEC teams this year. Then they go out and they play Boise State. Everybody has a cupcake here and there, but I don't count them as a.
But think about when they scheduled it. That was a good schedule 10 years ago.
Yeah, and USC. Then they play Boston College is the team that I think they're going to always play because that's part of their tradition. Navy is another one that's part of their tradition. Pitt is another one that's part of their tradition. Then you look at Stanford. They play Stanford all the time. So those are games that they're going to always play. But can you gamble and get it right on some of these big teams? Well, Arkansas is not considered a top tier team in the SEC. Every now and then,
all the SEC teams are top tier. Are all of them good? Aren't all the SEC teams good?
Yeah, but then Arkansas finished.
They play some football down here now. But if you want to go out of conference, if you want to go out of conference and play an SEC team, go up there and play. Come up here and play Tennessee. Go play Florida. Go play Georgia. Go play Alabama. Go play LSU.
Make it work.
They have played.
I want to see you
us
go.
and-
If you're gonna play those guys, I'll say your
They played
contract. Now you want someone.
They lost to Georgia the last time they played them. They lost to us the last time they played us.
Yeah. So I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how you can make your schedule a little bit tougher. Play one of them top SEC teams, the teams you know in the top 10 every year.
So you schedule the games 10 years ahead of time. So when you schedule, that team may have been good when you scheduled it. And then
I think those schedules now are made out like 4 years in advance instead of 10. It used to be. It's like 4 years in advance. Yeah, well, but no, I don't see Georgia, Alabama. I don't see Georgia, Alabama dropping in the next 4 years, or LSU in that matter. Pick Texas.
USC
pick Oklahoma.
USC with team this year.
They're gonna be a pretty good team, the next couple of years. Their coaching is right because he got the number one recruiting class. If you ask me.
Yeah, I mean USC.
Actually, he does have the number one recruiting class.
Yeah,
they got more 5-star players than anyone.
So we're not sure what Notre Dame. I agree with that. They got to decide what. That's a great point. Enough is enough. So can I take 30 million, 35 million? Because I'm going to get something like you got to figure out, because if it's going to hurt me in my team field and what we're going to be able to do, then you got to give up. You got to make some kind of sacrifice. Yeah, they just keep piling on. They're just taking that 50 million every year. And what are you doing with it?
Yeah, I think he made a good point. I totally agree with that. I mean, they definitely got to come to an agreement and/or a decision or whatever. And plus, I look at it as the athletes. I mean, not everybody on that team is probably in full agreement of not playing in the bowl game, not advancing on. I mean, it's like to be able to shut it all down. I mean, you got a lot of young men that chose to come to Notre Dame to be a representative of not only their athleticism but their family. They want to daggum play. They want to play at a high level. And, it's like you're stripping all that. So I guess the majority obviously took over. I'm sure they voted on it.
Did you hear what they said? There was a conversation, and they said that there were a bunch. Because they got a bunch of NFL dudes. Because there were like 10 people were gonna opt out. Yeah, and they didn't want to go to, which I don't think they said this out loud. I understood how it sounded. They said we didn't want to go to whatever game they were going to go to with basically a different team. I'm like, people been doing this the last 10 years. The opt-outs, yeah, that's what they said.
If you look at it, if you look at it at development standpoint, you get actually 2.5 weeks of practice, man.
There you go.
Yeah, you can't simulate that nowhere else, man. You basically get the second spring practice. I'd rather have that, just for development. Even if your guys are not going to play, you're getting game action of some guys that may not have played. And now you get a chance to see what they're going to look like going into the spring. It can be used as an evaluation.
And then you're looking at a situation where some kids, man, they might not play football ever again in their life.
That's true. You know what I'm saying?
They want that last game, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it was real selfish, to me. I agree. Give them kids an opportunity to go out there and play football, man. That's their last game. If you want to opt out, opt out. You know what I mean? Just like we got next man up. You know what I mean? Next man up, man. You might find a diamond in the rough. And, just take that away from them kids and their families, man. I think that's just selfish.
It sounded crazy when they said that. It did. It didn't sound like a good excuse. But that makes me think. We talked about what's going to happen with the league championship games. This has been a slow burn with this bowl system. First of all, they oversaturated the bowl system with. I'm about, y'all give me like a second again, because I got another item I'm about to start. I gotta just go on for a little while. I knew it had gotten bad like in the 2000s when they started giving out bowl rings.
Hell yeah.
I went back to Knoxville and I think Jason Allen or somebody, and it was like, this got a bowl ring. I said, what?
A holiday bowl? Some shit?
What the hell is bowl ring? And y'all didn't even win the game.
And they were bigger than our national championship.
Our national championship. Thank you. I said, you got to be shitting me.
Bullshit.
I said, a bowl ring? I said, man, are you joking? Is this a real? Yeah. So they started giving rings for going to a bowl. You didn't have to win it.
It's a participation ring.
It was a participation ring.
Man, listen,
So,
I'm
but
thinking
then
we
there
can
was
petition our national championship rings and give us another one at the reunion. Shit,
Hey,
For real.
I
for real.
agree with you, Tron.
then they had
That's
it
some
was like
bullshit,
6
man.
like 40, 50 bowl games, and it got too much. But bowl games are such a iconic and important part of college football. I can't see college football without some system somewhere. Like I said, but this has changed forever. Notre Dame's not the only team that opted out. There's about 10 teams like Kansas
Florida State
State.
should have opted out. They were 5 and 7.
Well,
They said they'd be considered.
But I get that. I get it. But
I
what that's
mean,
doing
you better not take your ass to no
makes
bowl
the
game.
The damn toilet bowl. Go take a shit.
Go sit on that. Go sit on the toilet.
Go take your ass to the cereal bowl.
And get some
I'm not talking about Florida State. I wasn't
extra
gonna
snow because y'all south.
okay, outside of Florida State, but that just because you know how when the play. You remember when that first player? I can't remember. You remember when that first player? I think he was from LSU, opted out of a bowl game. Everybody was like, "Oh shit, what?" And then it was like
Leonard
Fournette.
Then the floodgates open. Yeah, floodgates open. So now, we're not going because people barely go anyway. So now the team started opting out of a bowl game. Where does that leave the bowl system? Maybe it's one of those things to where survival of the fittest. Some of these bowls that shouldn't be out there are gonna go away, and then you stuck with the 20 that we used to have or whatever it used to be.
Well, the thing about it, you got all this new money, from different businesses. So everybody's looking for a platform to advertise their brand. They're not thinking about the young kid. They're not thinking about the college. They're just looking at it like, hey,
20 people at the game.
I know. It's like, it's like, how can I get national televised for my brand? I'm the one-ply toilet roll. You know what I mean?
Because we used to joke about the Poulon Weed Eater Independence Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, let me throw some two
now
teams.
It's like 30 of those. It's 30
Poulon
Weed
Eater
Independence Bowl.
You know what I mean? You got a little bit of everything. You can kind of create a name and create a bowl,
but they got to go.
Yeah,
I mean they're going away.
Yeah, exactly.
The Cheez-Its Bowl.
The Cheez-Its Bowl, like really?
The
Cheese Whiz.
The Duke Mayo. The Cheese Whiz.
Duke Mayo.
But we can all agree that they're going away, right, Rob? Because we over here nostalgic about some of our bowl games, our bowl money or whatever. But like they're going away, right?
When they go 16 teams,
you got a keen of you've looked at this. I know.
Yeah, for sure.
Rob, tell me about this bowl.
I mean, I get what you guys are saying.
Like, what's going on?
Go ahead, Rob. I want to hear his point.
No, I get what you guys are saying as far as like the bowl games. I definitely think it's important to still play the bowl games, like especially what Tron was saying as far as like a lot of these kids, it's going to be their last game to have that opportunity to get out there and showcase what they can do. For a lot of them, to put things on film to where, if you're going to enter the transfer portal, because that's being a big thing now, you know what I'm saying, to put yourself out there for another team to get yourself an opportunity to play. So, yeah, I definitely, as far as like the Notre Dame thing goes, I definitely didn't like that move, but I get, players year to year have the opt-outs. I definitely, I'm not against anybody having an opt-out, especially if they got a bigger career ahead of themselves. By all means, do what's best for you. But I definitely think, these bowl games, they do matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think they matter as well. And that's a good point. But once these teams go to 16 teams playoffs, it's coming. It's not here yet.
It's a wrap.
But when it does, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
They're taking it. If you remember a few years ago, actually, Division II, whatever you call it now, they don't have bowl games. Division I, they don't have bowl games. They have a full playoff, right? Well, if you don't make it to the playoffs, your season is over. I think that's what's coming to college football as we know it. And when it comes to this is what's going to happen. But I also think that this is going to happen as well. When those bowl games go away, you'll see spring games against each other.
Yeah.
Well,
I can see that.
I think that's coming. That's something that they've been talking about, but I think that's coming.
I like that, but back up a little bit. So, but why can't they just, especially if you go to when they go to 16 games or 16 teams, kind of like they do now. Like all the bowls aren't going away. Incorporate the important bowl. I think any bowl outside of those that you can play in that playoff system are going to go away. However many games you can fit into, like, because if you're still giving buys, and well, how are you going to do that? Or then they're going to try to go to, however they do that, you're going to have multiple games. Then I think that's the number of bowls that are going to survive. I don't think that anybody's playing that's playing outside of the playoffs are going to want to go, or they're going to want people to cut. It's going to has to be both ways. After a while, these sponsors are going to say, well, what's the benefit of me having, I'm not going to name any team. I'm not going to disrespect any team like that, but somebody that's not a draw. And it's like, we can't keep playing. Nobody's here. Nobody's traveling. Like, what's the benefit of us continuing to have this? I think put all the bowl, like all the first round games, that's a slap a bowl name on it. Whatever. You can play it wherever you're playing it, but call it the whatever bowl.
And that'll be your bracket.
And keep them involved in it. Yeah.
Because that'll give you what, 1, 2, 3. They give you roughly 4 and whatever big brand sponsored name bowls. That'll be that. And then of course you go to your 7 elite ones, which is your orange, rose, sugar, cotton, and then you have your Fiesta, peach, and then of course the big.
Because you have your cottons, you have your peaches, you have the like
the ones that's been there.
There's some core ones that everybody still knows.
Yeah, that name.
So the Liberty Bowl, the Music City Bowl ain't core.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick. Let me say this about bowls.
Liberty Bowl. Let me say this
about bowls. The draw of going to a bowl game was to go somewhere that was warm. I mean, there should be no bowl game in Nashville and Memphis and Shreveport and Charlotte.
Or in Boise, for that matter.
They have them in the winter.
Exactly. Come on, man. We wanted to go place. It was supposed to be where you got a chance to go to a resort and there's a sand nearby.
Get off the Liberty Bowl.
Liberty Bowl. Deuce.
Hey, man, the Liberty Bowl can stay where it's at. Liberty
Bowl is exempt from this slander, but we talk. But you're right. Everybody else, but the Liberty Bowl. I'm not gonna say I don't want nobody in Memphis. What up, man? What up, man?
What up, M10? What up?
M10. But
you don't want Al coming at you.
No.
Al Jackson.
He on the upper outskirts.
He ain't saying that.
He close enough.
He don't. He is close enough.
We got Sid Wilson out there.
All right, before we get in, let me see what I want. So we were just talking about Notre Dame, and we touched on these two teams a little bit. And I gave my little bit of opinion. I may have another, but Tulane and James Madison. What do y'all feel about them being there? We talked about who's not here. We ain't spend enough time. Like we started at the top. Now we started at the back. We're gonna go. We're gonna get to the middle. James Madison. I see Tron shaking his head. So I'm gonna start with you because you heard some about them earlier. So tell me why you don't think a team, because if they don't let the, like, how are they ever gonna overcome if you don't let them come to the party? So you just don't want them there at all.
They schedule, man. You gotta look at their schedule through and through, man. You can't 11-1.
They beat who was on it. Yeah, I looked at it. They beat the teams that was on it.
Absolutely, but is it strong though? How strong is the schedule? You know what I mean? Who did they beat?
That has to matter, bro.
It has to.
It does. But see, both of y'all that's talking right now. I'm gonna say this to both of y'all. It's only gonna matter to you if they play a SEC schedule. Nothing else matters to either one of y'all.
No.
That's all you care about.
They could have played Georgia Tech. They could have played Miami.
Yeah.
They could have played Colorado. I mean, like,
somebody.
The problem I have with it, if I'm Notre Dame, I'm not mad at Miami. I'm mad at them Tulane and
James Madison.
James Madison getting in.
And I'm mad Vanderbilt ain't in it. Shit.
Their schedule is definitely harder than both of those teams.
Hell yeah.
And I'm looking at a 10-2 Notre Dame team is better than a doggone 12-1 James Madison or Tulane in any day.
Let me hear you out, Deuce. Hold on, Tron. Let me hear you.
No, go ahead. I'm straight.
Give me your best selling point for them not being in there at all. And then once
them not being there,
what do you do with them? Go ahead, tell me.
Strength of schedule, for one. That's the number one thing for me. Right. They shouldn't be there because of strength of schedule. Okay. I know that they won their conference, they beat the teams that they played, but they're not playing the same caliber of teams. Now, if Oregon go out here and put 55 on them and they lose by 40 something, It's the same thing as TCU playing against Georgia a few years ago.
That's your go-to every time. Go ahead, but go ahead.
But it was. I mean, think about it. They deserve to be in the national championship. They deserve to be in the playoffs to get your ass whooped like that.
It's one game. But anyway, go ahead.
But it's a one game for all the marbles, and you got your ass whooped that bad. Come on, man.
It's one game.
That was belt to ass in a championship game.
Yeah. So that's like
red and salt. They purple.
You making me do that because every time another team, like when Clemson was putting belt to ass to every SEC team that they played, the argument was it's just one game. It's just one game. It's just one game. It's the same.
I ain't never say that.
In this TCU thing, man, it was one game.
I mean,
yeah,
Clemson
hold on. Clemson didn't beat nobody 55-3 at halftime. I mean, shit, man. The game was over on halftime. I don't even know. I didn't even watch the rest of the game. I went to sleep.
Okay.
So I hope Oregon do the same thing to James Madison.
I hope James Madison beat the brakes off of Oregon because I like the little guy. Now finish telling me why you don't. You said okay, their strength of schedule is mainly what you're talking about. Okay, so now and all right, I'm not gonna argue with it because my thing is here's where my thing is with, and that's a very valid point. We joke, but I agree. So, but my question again is, what do you do with that? Because they're in the conference that they're in, until James Madison just goes to the Big Ten or Tulane comes to the SEC, that's going to always be a problem. So, because they're not. So, what do you do with them?
I think.
My bad, feeling. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Philly. My bad.
I think like somebody mentioned earlier, I'm not for sure who tapped on this. It might have been you, JC, or it might have been Rob, but I'm not for sure. But I mean, think about it like this. We all talked about, you see, if you look at the bracket as it stands right now, you got round one, that's where your fleeters are trying to earn their spot into that top semifinal, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe either that round one or prior to that round one, you go into what is going to be not only a first round bye, but maybe you have a second round bye, and now you got teams that need to play themselves in.
A playing game?
Like a playing game. This is probably where your JMUs, your Tulanes kind of get a chance to battle.
Phil is solution oriented.
You know what I mean?
like that.
You know what I'm saying?
We talked about this, me and somebody else. I like that.
I see. Think about it, because now these little, I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking like my boy Deuce. Hey, these Rudy Poop teams, such as who we talked about,
like Memphis.
Yeah. So get a chance to kind of get in there and get their thing right, and see whether or not they battle and then compete with the big dogs. But not only that, they they earn their spot by showing the world or showing the nation, hey, I'm gonna get in this thing because I've now put forth the talent, the effort, we put in our work, and we're about to go take this thing all the way to the top. And so you just play yourself into an opportunity of really being successful along the way, but you got to go earn it, right? And so I think you're proving to the nation that, hey, we're earning it. We just put down Tulane. We just put down, in this case, it'll be, such as a Georgia or whoever the case may be. Yeah. So it's like, now we're proving ourselves, and I think that's probably the one way of maybe having that solution.
You got to win.
You got to win. You got to win flat out. And I think that right there is going to hush up the naysayers, because let's just take it back. I don't know what 5 or 6 years ago when you had a UCF that had that 12-0 or whatever, 12-1 season. And I mean,
they would have beat Auburn's ass.
I mean, they were hot. And so, look,
you know what I mean? They would have beat Auburn's ass that year.
You know what I mean?
They would talking about belt the ass. They would have taken Auburn to the woodshed.
Those boys are doing their thing, man. And then I thought the rest of their year, but everybody.
Who they play though, man? Who did Tulane play this year?
But hold on, before we get, because let me.
They got that one over.
We understand that their schedule isn't the SEC.
Yeah.
So why would they? It ain't even got nothing to do with the SEC though, Joe.
It does, because that's what
it doesn't. Who did they play though?
The marketing says the best 12 teams in the country. No, it's
They're not the best 12 team in one of the best 12 teams in the country.
I don't agree with that marketing. I don't agree with that marketing. So I ain't about to. Okay, let me. I heard y'all don't. Let me get Rob's opinion on Tulane and James Madison being there. Then I'm gonna come back and tell y'all.
I don't even know about James Madison. I ain't even looked at them. They're gonna get their ass whooped. But Tulane.
I want 12 teams. I want 12 teams that can win the championship. Damn it.
So I'm about to come back to you. So Rob, give me your thought.
Listen, I like it. It's not that I love it. I like it. You know what
I
I'm
like
saying?
it. I don't love it. I like it.
For two reasons. One, something that I mentioned at the very top of the show, the parity. You know what I'm saying? We definitely have some parity. We got some new teams in there. It's not just all about the blue bloods. We definitely got some parity. But also, too, you got to think about it like this from college football, from a bigger standpoint, kind of like with the NCAA tournament. You know, people just, they want something other than just the blue bloods. You know, it brings in a lot of the casual fans in there because they want to see some upsets. They want to see, you know what I'm saying, some teams that definitely the underdogs. A lot of the casual fans, they love pulling for the underdog. So it's bigger than, I hear y'all as far as like the strength of schedule with JMU and
I don't hear
Tulane.
that, man.
I get that. I totally get that. But at the same time, I think that college football, the NCAA, the powers that be, they're looking at it from a much bigger standpoint. Is how can we draw some more casuals in? How can we get some underdogs in there? And that kind of thing. So that's why I say I like it. Not necessarily love it, but I do like it.
I agree. I don't love it. So let me talk to Tron, and I think a little bit to you too, Phil. Let me talk to Deuce. So, and this is where it gets the second part of my question. Of all right, you feel how you feel, but what are you gonna do with these teams? Because if you're just gonna let them just sit there and not ever give them, because if you're gonna all because of the conference they play in, you're gonna always have that. Well, your schedule, because they can only schedule so much
Right.
out of conference, so you always have that against them. So if you're gonna always have that against my solution for this has always been to, when it was a Power Five, just break off, have only Power Five teams in your playoff system, and create another division for the group of five, group of six, and everybody else. Because if you're not going to do something that gives these people a chance to overcome what they've started way behind everybody else, and if you're not going to give them a chance to do something to catch up, then just let them go run their own race.
Yeah.
And I'm for, like, I don't agree with you, because it's like, just have everybody that's in the power, and just have their playoff, and let them have their own playoff. Because there's some people that's never gonna look at them in the same light, give them the same chance, give them the same opportunity to overcome that. So why just keep having this farce? Why keep doing this? Wait a minute, I'll let you talk. We'll let you talk. Because even if they go out there, if James Madison wins, guess what? It was one game. If they do whatever, it was just one game. They didn't play nobody. They couldn't have done that 10 times. They couldn't have done it 8 times. They didn't have non-conference games like Oregon had non-conference games. Even if they win that, they're really in no win situation, because even if they win it, that's going to be the argument right there. So why do we keep doing this? Just let them go off and do their own thing, and have a champion over there for equal.
But we just giving out trophies now.
You have divisions in high school. Have 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A.
That's cool. And we got Division 1 AA too. They can put their ass right back down, play TSU or somebody, and get in the OVC and do whatever they want to do.
Okay, all right.
Ohio Valley Conference.
So now
they can play against Montana and Boise.
Build your schedule up, man. The teams that if you feel like you could compete at a high level, build your schedule up. Go play some teams.
They play in the conference that they play in. What the hell you want them to do?
But you got to play out of. Well, join another conference. Try to join another. Listen, they didn't ask black people what y'all gonna do because y'all been down for 300 years. We picked our ass up and we did what we needed to do.
I'm glad you said that, because I didn't want to do it, because I keep wanting to tell every time you say, well, they can't. That's the same thing they used to tell. That what I'm asking us that I like about what Tulane and James Madison is affirmative action. And what you telling me is you don't like affirmative action. Both
I do.
No, you don't. You just said they shouldn't be there.
They're in Division 1 single A right now. They didn't start out in Division 1 single A, did they? No,
they did. Tulane's been.
I got the smoking gun over here.
What?
I got the smoking gun over here. And here's the thing. Philly said something I like.
What are you looking for a smoking gun for?
Philly said something I like, and Rob said something I like. Both of you guys said, you know, that playing thing.
Like, I don't care if I say something.
I ain't gonna tell you that you like. I don't like none of your shit, JC.
I don't care. But you can hand out compliments to everybody over here, but me, I don't give a shit. Look, like we can count. Hey, Phil, y'all said something.
You asked the question. No, I'm talking about to the point that we're making right now. What do we do with them? Phil made a good point. That's a great point. A playing game. The other point was you can't get rid of them. Because here's the other thing. Even though I don't like it, I understand it. Man, that's fresh new money.
Yeah.
Coming in. You got a James Madison squad. Their whole group gonna travel to wherever they're gonna play because they may never get another opportunity to do this again. So that makes sense. I understand it for the marketing side of it. I definitely understand that. But when you Tron just asked the question, well, who did they play? And we talked about them playing they played their schedule. The one time that they played the schedule, a team in the schedule.
Yes, I already said that. Just like Notre Dame beat the hell out of Arkansas, Ole Miss beat the hell out of Tulane next.
No, but what I'm saying is they lost that game. They lost that game, and that's the only game we got to measure them by when it comes to these top teams. That team should be an undefeated team to make it to the playoffs, not a one-loss team, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that. I understand you saying it, but I don't. Okay, I don't fully disagree with what you're saying, but I don't get 100% behind it.
To be fair to James Madison and Tulane, as far as the strength of schedule goes, so I'm not sure about the Big 12, but the SEC is going to a 9-game schedule. The Big 10 plays a 9-game schedule. The ACC is about to go to a 9-game schedule. So that window of playing some of those teams as far as that non-conference game is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then you got to think about teams like, an Alabama or Georgia. Do they really want to schedule a James Madison? Do they want to schedule a Tulane?
No.
Me, I say no. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to risk, having a team like that on their schedule. So they want to have those games that they definitely know that they can win as far as a non-conference game. So I'm not going to put entirely on James Madison and Tulane as far as the strength of schedule goes.
He's right, because you see,
I don't think nobody's booking them though.
No,
wait a minute. They lost to Louisville.
People canceling schedules, games left and right as soon as they went to 9 games. Anybody that's not Southeast Louisiana Tech, whatever, they're not playing them. Do you see?
South Carolina just canceled their home and home with Miami. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to that 9-game schedule,
and now they're going to play FAMU.
Well, you can see what happened against Michigan some years back when they took on Appalachian. They went scared. You know what I mean? So it's like
great point.
And Alabama started against some of these teams. You lost to Georgia Southern or State? What was it, Georgia State?
Georgia
State.
See,
it's like
Sorry about that, brother.
You're good.
I was just thinking, man. I mean, you say that Michigan picked, they played Appalachian State. Whoever picked that game, and when they decided to do that, they should have checked their resume, because Appalachian State ain't no joke, bro. No, they always had a good team.
It was super solid that year, and the coach had them boys on point the year before. So they didn't do a proper evaluation of App State. They thought they were scheduled and just mauled them boys
years before, though. Like you said, for
sure. But they've always been good. Appalachian State, Furman. Georgia Southern, those have always been good teams, man.
In that belt,
the year before they won a championship.
You can't sleep on those teams like Furman. Marshall used to be in that category.
So, but
you haven't seen them in a while.
You just said they should have avoided them. Then how do those teams play somebody? They keep getting ducked by these other teams that they can't claim like we played somebody because we played.
And I think what they need to do, it goes back to my point I made earlier. I think the best thing to do, everybody stay where you are, do what you do. If you want to pop in and grab 1 or 2 powerhouses to play against, do what you do if it works out. But here's the thing: at the end of that year, we're going to a 16. And so in order for you to get a name, you're gonna have to play. So you want to go battle. So your 2 lanes to play against your JMUs or whatever the case may be. You hash it out then. That way, whoever's on top coming from that bracket zone, you now just earned your way into that 16. And from that 16, we'll go from there, and we'll process some elimination and work our way all the way back to the national championship.
Meanwhile,
because
they're going to guarantee 5 SEC teams and 5 Big Ten teams.
But
make everybody fight.
But see, the thing about it, I mean, with all this heavy NIL money, I mean, it's almost coming to you got your NBA, you got your D League. The NFL's about to have a D League, in my opinion, just because that's one way of shaking it.
Some of these schools are becoming the D League for
that's what I'm saying.
For the Power 4.
There you go.
Because people have even talked about sending what used to be their 3-star borderline guys, sending them to
get that prep,
James Madison,
absolutely,
and then pulling them up.
Yeah, and then bringing them up, and then now you got a guy that has a little bit of time on his belt, so now he can come right in.
And if you do that, you can't be playing in the same playoff system, and that's where it goes back to what I said. I like that.
Yeah,
because instead of stealing them, make it like plan that out.
Yeah,
have your like a farm system.
Yeah, almost like a farm system. And then now your college playoff bracket, instead of it being a 1-round bye, maybe there's a 2-round bye before you get to your honchos to some degree. You know what I'm saying? But again, but they ain't gonna do that because it's gonna extend the season. So, but the money is out there, the NIL dollar. You know what I mean?
Deuce said that, like they play like Ohio State played 17 games. They played 17 games last year. 17? They went 16-1. Because they had to play the first round. They had to play the conference championship.
That's true.
They had to play the first round. 17 games is too much.
Wow.
Hey, man, that's an NFL football season.
That's what I was going to say. Damn, they deserve a check.
That's the NFL.
That's the current NFL.
But a part of that, a part of that though. Look at the dollar these boys are receiving now. They're getting NFL dollars.
No, they're not getting. Well,
I mean, I
get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? You're getting 27% of majority of NFL dollars. I mean, these boys are getting majority of them. These boys are getting contracts that are heavier than the rookie salary as it is. Now, mind you, that's only 1 or 2 pupils on the team. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a full team, such as like what Saban, from what I heard, he had to allocate it properly amongst his whole team, which is how he kept this depth and kept guys in suit, which makes sense. That's a smart way of doing it. If you go out there and hit your boosters up and say, hey, I'm gonna need X, Y, and Z dollar amount, and now I can, differentiate that across my entire team. That way we keep everybody committed to being a Tide. I mean, that's a smart way of moving. And then of course you still got your powerhouses that are going out there and hitting their endorsement deals. But at the end of the day, you're sitting with at least a heavy check, even if you're a 3rd, 4th string guy. You know what I mean? So that's right. Special.
You got dudes taking the pay to go to the league now.
Oh, I know.
Especially in basketball, but football too.
Yeah. But here's one thing I don't like. You look at college basketball. College basketball, they play a set amount of games. That's where you're gonna be when the season's over with. There's no one close to what you're gonna be playing when it goes to the NBA. When it comes to college baseball, same thing. When it comes to football, hey man, they're playing the NFL schedule if you win the championship. I don't like that. And that's the part that I don't like the fact that we're going to play 9 conference games now. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, stop right there. Let me reason why I say that, and the only reason why I'm saying that, okay, what's going to happen next is when these guys get to the league, they're going to burn out fast because they're already playing them damn games. They're playing NFL schedules now. And you know yourself, the NFL stands for not for long. And then that means it's going to water the game down.
That's it.
You only got just like you only got so many hits in you. That's like a boxer. There's only so many punches you can take. Football's the same thing. So once you get to that point, man, you're not gonna see guys playing 8, 9, 10 years in the NFL. Okay. You're not got beat up in college.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with you on that. Surprise. They're just replacing that one extra league game with a good non-conference game that you were gonna play and take them hits anyway. All it is now, when all those other 3 games are going to be some, no disrespect, cupcake games. The one game that you're adding that conference, that's our Syracuse, UCLA, whatever tough game, non-conference game that we have played. That's that extra. That it's not anything more because they're not going to play anybody else. It's going to be non-conference games, and they're going to play 3 games against teams that are not at that same level. You were playing 9 games like that anyway, because you would play at least 1 or 2 tough teams anyway, non-conference. So it's not different.
It is to me.
How?
Because
it's another SEC team, right?
No, I knew you was gonna say that, man.
Yeah, and it's
you know why I said it. If you're playing another good team from another good conference. Dude, we play 4 bum SEC teams every year. I want you to stop this shit. It's not. There's 4, 5, 6 bum SEC teams every year.
This is where you're wrong, Jeff.
Name?
I'll tell you where you're wrong.
Look at where
you're wrong, Jeff.
Arkansas won.
Hold on. Let me tell you.
Arkansas won.
Where you're wrong.
South Carolina. Sorry, Rob. South Carolina was 1. I'm gonna keep going.
When we only had. When the SEC only has so many,
they don't have that right now. I'm talking. What do they have right now? How many teams are there right now? I don't care what
listen to what I'm saying.
had 20 years ago.
Listen, I'm telling you what I'm saying right now. Okay, the way these schedules are built now, when it comes to the SEC, say for instance, I knew Florida's coach was going to get fired before the season started. Not because they weren't a good football team, it's because of their damn schedule. You ain't gonna win all them games. There's no way in hell you're gonna keep your job and you playing against the number 1 team in the country, the number 3 team in the country, number 4, number 9, number 5, number 6, number 3, number 7, and number 20 team in 1 year. There's no way in hell you're gonna keep your job.
All right. Let me ask you this.
And when it comes to like next year for us, it's not as easy as the schedule as it was this year for us. Hold on, let me finish. I'll let you talk. Let me finish. Tennessee played an easier schedule this year. Next year, it ain't gonna be so easy. And then the next year after that, it's even harder.
Because we added another Arkansas.
No, we didn't add another. Listen, man, that's what you think.
I'm listening.
No, you're not listening. You're talking. There's a difference. By the way, you're not listening. You're talking. There's a difference. You're not listening. You're talking. There's a difference. Okay, I'm saying this from the point of. I'm saying this from the point of every team in the SEC gonna go through a situation where they got a tough ass schedule, and then somebody gonna catch a schedule that's easy as shit. Texas A&M caught an easy ass schedule this year. Florida, not so much.
Wait a minute.
It's gonna go in cycles like that on the regular.
You talking out both sides of your mouth, because how is Texas A&M gonna play in the SEC and have an easy ass schedule if nobody has an easy ass schedule in the SEC? How the hell is that?
They had an easier schedule than Florida.
How?
Because they played against less ranked teams, Jeff.
They played 8 SEC teams. How are you telling me
less
the SEC is always good every week?
They played against less ranked teams, Jeff.
From the SEC, right?
Salt, salt and sugar, right?
From the SEC, right?
If it say put salt in there, you put salt.
Aren't they from the SEC?
They had more teams. They played against. That's easy as hell.
You're sensible. How can you say 2 sentences ago that every SEC game
look the same, but
they play 9 of them, but you played 8 and the schedule was soft? How much fucking sense does that make?
It makes sense because they play.
You know, teams in the SEC are gonna be up and down, man. You ain't gonna always have no just powerhouses. But as a whole,
and that's my point.
As a whole,
they didn't have the same record. They didn't have the same schedule.
And Tron,
JC,
you played an easier schedule than Florida did.
But consistently in the SEC, it's been a strong conference, right? You know that.
You missing the point.
He like he played.
It ain't like all of them gonna be.
Let me tell you, because Deuce always he try to twist up what I'm saying.
I'm not twisting up what you're saying. You go look at their schedule. You can tell me who played against low ranked teams. That means you got a harder schedule.
This is my point with you, because you'll say 1 minute everybody plays every tough schedule, but then you're gonna come back 2 minutes later and say, well, Texas A&M played a soft schedule. You can't have both of them. You can't have both of them.
So can I make a point real quick?
Hold on. But I also know every year there are 4 teams in the SEC every year.
Here, that's a good. Hey, I'm gonna hold you right there, and then I'm gonna let y'all get back at it, just to kind of follow up on your bum.
Yes.
All right, starting from the bottom up, fellas. Yes. SEC. Yeah. So as we all know, but I'm just gonna go ahead and lay it out. The Arkansas dead last, 0-8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. In the conference standings. I'm gonna keep it going from there. Sorry, Rob. 1-7 on South Carolina, and then we go, and then we go 1-7 with Mississippi State. We go 1-7 with Auburn. We go 2-6 with Florida. We go 2-6 with Kentucky. 3-5 LSU. 4-4 our boys Tennessee. Mizzou 4-4. We got Vanderbilt, which is trash, 6-2. We got Oklahoma 6 and Texas 6-2. Texas A&M 7-1. Ole Miss 7-1. Alabama 7-1. And of course, we know Georgia sitting at the top at 7-1 now. And overall, I can work it from the top back down.
No, hold on. So
you know what I mean?
Half the league was at 7 teams below 500. Right. 1 team at 500.
There you go.
So
in conference,
but this is conference. Every damn year. So pull out in the non-conference, Arkansas got beat by 43 to Notre Dame, like I told you earlier. So that's out of conference. Right. So every year, but see, here's my point. I know that the top half is real tough. and even going to that sorry ass Arkansas team to go to Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, they're
to
2-10 overall.
I know that's tough. This is where you trying to, but let me. I'm not saying that it's not, but you can't keep saying it like every game. So it's specifically about playing not. So if I play non-conference games and I play 7, if I play them 7 teams that were below 500, what's the difference of me at like if I play 8 of them and if I add one more of them? How much tougher is that if I add Kentucky and Kentucky wasn't on there? That and now hold on. Wait a minute.
Might beat your ass. You better be careful.
Oh, wait a minute. So now I added Kentucky, but I was playing USC. I was playing some other top tier team, non-conference outside the conference, but now I'm come back playing bum ass Kentucky. You telling me that's harder? That's crazy, dude. Like, listen to what you're saying.
What USC you talking about?
Ain't but one USC. Southern Cal.
South
Sorry.
Carolina?
Sorry. No.
I'm about to say
Southern Cal.
Because I'm gonna sit here and tell you right now, there's a lot of teams that would not want to play South Carolina this year.
You're right.
Rob.
There's a lot of teams that wouldn't want to play South Carolina.
There's a lot of teams that
wouldn't want to play Kentucky either.
I told Rob that they were the best, whatever record they had, was the best team. But you count that against them playing the other SEC teams though.
I mean, I think the
SEC. So wait a minute.
Hold
on. Is Clemson in the SEC?
No.
Clemson probably beat them. They look worse against Clemson than they looked against hardly anybody in the SEC. But what's your
last game of the season? And it's a rivalry game. I ain't worried about that.
I told you he gonna come up with an excuse every time. It's always an exception to something.
There's no exception. They got the
carry on.
They got the ass.
I mean, Dabo put up a better strategic layout. I mean, it was pretty
than some of them bum ass coaches in the SC put up. I mean, and I don't even like Dabo. I hate him.
Yeah,
but
you can just see. I mean, you can look at it. Saturday in, Saturday out. I mean, certain coaches are putting up a better strategic play. And to be honest with you, I mean, just go back to our board, with Tennessee. I mean, I've been talking about it for a little while now, even with JC, on the periodical days. But, I mean, we've been very complacent for quite some time. We've been thinking that we can just easily roll over teams and, and we've been getting our heads rocked in. And, of course,
that's what that's
what I'm so upset about, and I think that's the disappointment part of that. No, we just slightly off topic, but at the day, it's like I'm looking at the University of Tennessee, and I'm looking at our offensive scheme. I'm looking at our defensive scheme. I'm looking at the way that we strategically lay out our so-called day-to-day, and I'm sure Rob can probably say the same about his game calls. But at the end of the day, man, it's like who's putting together a better game plan and who's properly got their boys prepared. And when I look at the overall, based on what I did at the University of Tennessee as a player, as well as my boys, as y'all can concur with this. Yeah, like when we went out there on that field, man, we went out there with a purpose to win what we were doing and win it at the highest degree. But also we had technique. And we made sure that we was winning at that technique to go out and be successful for the dominance.
Every period, though. Every period, every drill,
right?
Every practice. So
and we didn't slide. And then if somebody did slide, you're gonna be held accountable by your boys before, let alone the coaches. You know what I mean? So it's like the accountability is not there. I think there's a heavy sense of just relax. You know what I mean? And it just seemed like, even, looking at hype, I'm like, man, come on, you got to stay aggressive. I mean, we had an opportunity to kill folks out, and we didn't do so. And one thing that really just got under my skin, I mean, how bad is our clock management? That was by far the funkiest, assortment of clock management I've ever seen.
Deuce getting quiet. He ain't saying shit because he got to go back over there in that building. He ain't saying nothing. Look at him. He ain't saying a word.
I mean, like I said,
he got to go in that building.
Like I said, listen. Like I said, man, I love going over. I love seeing the folks, man. But I'm saying everything that's true, man. I mean, like I said, our clock management is side luster. You know what I mean? And the show across the nation, right there is more of an embarrassment. And I just know that's not Tennessee football, and I just know that we can easily correct this, but I think we just got to really get back to the drawing boards of it all. That's all.
Real disclaimer: the thoughts, views, and opinions of the University football.
That's right.
Are Phil. No,
yeah.
Nah, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. It's like some of the when you have to learn how to win, and just like nothing says that to me louder than the Georgia game. It's like Georgia knew how to win. We still trying to figure it out.
Yep.
It's like, and then, forget the kick. Like the kick is the kick. Like, but it's stuff that happened before that we could have took off on the game. The Oklahoma game, we're about to blow them out the building.
Right.
And one like I don't know what Sanders jumped inside for. I don't know to this day. Maybe somebody told him to, whatever, young player, maybe get hit, almost turn the whole game around. We were about to blow them out the building.
Right.
Alabama, same that came down. That game came down to like 3-4 plays.
Yep.
Completely changed it. I have no explanation for Vanderbilt. That's one of those you just got beat by a better team that day.
Better coach.
I'm not going to even try to break that down. They wanted it more. They prepared more.
Yep.
They outplayed us, outcoached us, out-executed everything.
Agreed.
So
they had a little more. They had a little more hunger on that day.
I feel bad about those other 3 games. That game, I'm like, hey, Vandy took that.
Yeah, they came out there and did their job.
They took.
I mean, but when it come down to it, Phil, like you said, man, it's accountability, man.
Yeah.
These kids, they got to hold each other accountable. You got coaches out there, they coaching. Kids got to be accountable, man. They're not tackling out there. They're not picking plays. They're busting coverage. I mean, like they were young in the defensive back position, but it's accountability, man. You remember JC, D-line, Fred. You do something wrong, man, you get cursed out, man. We were fighting like we didn't know each other when we was on the field, at practice.
I wonder
let me say this real quick.
They used to talk shit about us. We lose one game.
Probably.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
Probably. Sorry.
And let me say this real quick. When it comes to when we talk about the team, we earned that right to be able to do so. We don't bleed on that field already. That building is sitting there because of what we did when we were in school. So that's how I look. They're still spending our money. They still say it feels like 98 and sell 98 jerseys all over the place. They still sell a national championship tag that you can put on your doggone car.
Maybe every week they find a way to honor the 90. I'm like, what the hell is this an anniversary for?
I know I didn't do shit, but I ain't do shit, but I want some percentage from that number 98 jersey. Shit, I want about 3%.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. When it comes to when we won the national, all the things you guys are saying, I agree. But I'm gonna also say this: our championship did not just come from what we did on the field. It was also what was happening off the field, holding each other accountable, and making sure people did the right things. Take your ass to class, get your ass here to workouts. It was a championship program when it comes to the atmosphere around everything in it, from the secretaries in Coach Foreman's office to Coach Chavis's offices from the training facility,
the meal plan, the food,
the meal plan, the people who help you stay safe and stay healthy. All of those things were championship. So that's all those things is what make you a championship level team. You got to be a championship level program too. Those are things that, and I'm saying that for a reason because I'm about to bring it up and I got to say this right now. You got to Al Wilson coming back to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yep.
Man, you need to find a way to put him on your staff some kind of way.
You need to find a way to put that young man on your staff.
Hold it down. I talked to him this weekend. Hold it.
You got to find a way to put our brother on your staff.
Don't dig into that. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
He needs to roll on that squad.
No.
There's some championship blood in there.
Don't say nothing. Like, chill.
Yeah.
Chill on that. But along those lines, did y'all see Texas Tech after the game?
Of which game?
The conference championship.
The conference championship.
I watched the way they interact with each other.
Right.
Texas Tech is a problem.
Yeah.
Texas Tech is a problem. And to your point, about them, they love each other. Like,
absolutely.
You could tell they got relationships.
There you go.
Off the field.
There you go.
Like some of these,
same as Indiana.
It look like it's business. It's same with Indiana. I'm getting them too.
Yep.
Some of these you watch them. It's like it's a business trend. It's more like we going through this again. But those two teams I watch. Texas Tech is a problem.
Yep.
Indiana's obviously a problem.
Yep.
But Texas Tech is a problem. And they building and they got that money now.
Yep.
And they starting to build.
Well, they've always had deep hole money anyway.
But they
really
figured out how to spend it.
They're using it now.
There it is.
They
And see, another thing that I noticed too, I know we all been kind of throwing a little shade here and there. JMU has that same continuity.
They do
on that team.
They do,
and that's why they're playing at a high level.
I get what they did to North Carolina. Like, so speaking of when they do play somebody,
right?
They put up 55 on North Carolina in the first half last year.
Right.
This was, 55.
Yeah,
in the first half,
and they put brakes on,
and they just shut it down. After that,
and they put the threes in.
They put in it whenever they have gotten a chance to play somebody. They haven't gone into a corner, into a shell.
Nah, they have stood up.
I hope James Madison win too.
I hope they beat.
That's one of those teams. Sorry, that's one of those teams that was in Division I AA that was good back in the day. They used to be real good at Division I AA, and they used to do their thing. Those Furmans, like I said, Marshall, Georgia Southern, James Madison's, and now they came into fruition. They building them programs up, man.
Well, like the head coaches that former head coaches in Indiana right now. That's where he came from.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
He built the program there.
Yeah, like a Boise State. You know what I'm saying? Boise State had their run. They was Division I AA too. So these young teams that you see that's coming up, man, Indiana, they always been D1, but these young teams that you see coming up, they're not coming from nothing. They always was competing. Those were those athletes that probably didn't get the opportunity. Prop 48s back in the day, they was playing for those schools that didn't make it to Division I, didn't have the grades, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But hey, James Madison, hey, if you do your thing, I want to see you do your thing, bro. I want to see it.
We about to.
I'm a fan.
But now you're a fan. No,
I'm an all SEC guy, but I'm a fan.
To be honest with you, I don't like Oregon, so I do hope they win that game.
I don't like. I'm like you. I don't like the program or the coach.
No,
I like the coach though. I like.
I don't like the program.
I like the coach at all.
I like the coach for a personal reason though.
I don't like the program.
All right, it's because he was at Georgia. We know.
No, not because of that. I got to say why. And he was on vacation, and a friend of mine in Knoxville, Tennessee, was on the same vacation, and his son almost drowned. And he jumped in the water and saved him. Just because of that, that's the reason why I got so much respect.
I can't say I don't like the dude no more, man.
I can't say I don't like him. That's the only reason why.
I ain't ever asked you a question, dude. Like, damn, man.
He always got something, don't he? Don't he? Old mud face.
Well, that's the only reason why I like him, dog. That's the only reason why I like him. I don't like Oregon.
The thing about it, Deuce, you guys may know more about this, but I hear that he came out of the Northwest. That's how we found out about Nico and his.
It is. He told.
Yeah,
it is. He told.
With that being said, I mean,
with him because of that.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of snake in the grass. I mean, we all don't have to say the name. We know who slid out in the middle of the night, and then he did it again to another team within our conference. So I mean, this boy has a track record. We ain't got to say the name, but
I'll say I like Lane, man. I
like it. I'm just saying, like, I just thought it was lackluster. You don't handle business that way. That's all.
I like Lane, man.
Great job, man. I ain't mad.
I
ain't hating on him. I just said there's a way that you do things. I just know the way I ever did.
Here's the thing. If I had an opportunity to take my dream job, I'm taking it.
I'm taking it. I'll call y'all when I get to LAX.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I get it. But my thing is, okay, you take your dream job, but look where you're at now. So was your dream job that big of a dream job to go off with a thief in the night, and then to also?
But if you don't take it, you wouldn't know that.
He had to take it, and it was
if you don't take it, you wouldn't know that.
But he's always said he wished he hadn't left Tennessee. He said that
right. So part of that makes
I think you're gonna come back.
Part of that makes me wonder, like, did you truly take it because of the way that the whole situation transpired, or did your dad say, "Hey, look, I done laid it out, all of it, boy, and you're going right now, and if you don't go now, I won't vouch for you no more."
No.
So
he had to do.
I don't think that's the case. I think that he wanted to. Man, listen, when that opportunity, he wasn't even on their list at first, but when that opportunity became that opportunity, he had to take it. And here's the thing. And I remember Eric Parker. Y'all remember Eric Parker, our former teammate. Eric Parker. I remember coming back to Knoxville one time. And Eric Parker was working at Foot Locker. And I'll never forget this. He said, I got to work out with the Chargers, but I don't think I'm going to go. I think I'm just going to get and start my life. I said, man, if you don't go, you will always think in the back of your mind, what would have happened if I didn't go?
Yes, sir.
And he never came back to Knoxville.
Never.
Rest is history. Played 8 years in the NFL.
Yes,
I mean,
still
how do you not
right
go?
now? I talk to EP
You have
all the time.
You have to go take
I
that.
never heard that story. That's awesome.
Yeah, you have to go take that job. It's your dream job. Why not take it? You got to go take that dream job.
EP went out there to San Diego, man, and made a life for himself. And he's 8 years in as a vet, and he's still out there to this day. I talk to him all the time.
He's still out there to this day. Yep.
To this day, doing his thing.
I'm taking that dream job. I'm sorry.
Tell Prince I said what's up.
I know, right? But Prince got a bald head now, though.
Yeah.
But he's still a pretty boy. I hope he listens.
Yeah. I already know.
So, what? Good. Like we're gonna revisit this. I gotta we're gonna reconvene and talk after as these rounds go on. Gotta drag y'all back in here.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about. But see, I gotta get you on tape with y'all picks right now. You see the bracket is up right now. I gotta get y'all because you can't backtrack. Deuce will start saying it. Well, I know who you pick. Like, damn, who you gonna pick between two SEC teams? You gonna pick a tie? You gonna pick like you want both of them to win? And what you gonna do with this Alabama Oklahoma game? Are you okay? Are you gonna be okay to pick this game, Deuce?
Is my man Rob still on?
Yeah, he there.
Oh yeah,
Rob.
Oh yeah.
Deron Jenkins still
Gotta let Rob.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
I thought Rob went to sleep over.
No, that's what I know.
Hey man, you hear me, JC? Your brother remind me of Deron, man.
Oh, DJ?
You hear me?
Yeah. DJ? Yeah. Rob, we're gonna run down every one of them. Give me your picks, and then like we're gonna take it all the way through.
First round, you talking about, right? Start off with the first round.
Let's start off with
December
the first
19th and 20th.
Alabama, Oklahoma. Who you got?
Alabama, Oklahoma. I'm gonna take Oklahoma. I think they're playing well. I think whatever's going on with Bama, I'm not really sure what's going on with Bama. They didn't really play all that well down the stretch. So yeah, I'm going Oklahoma.
Talk to him, Ron.
Why you say Oklahoma?
He just think they're playing well. He said that Alabama is like kind of off. I think they peaked earlier. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They peaked against us.
James Madison, Oregon. Heart, but we're not gonna go with your heart. Go with your business decision. Who you think gonna win this game? Oh, hold on. Let me find. Over there. There goes.
All right. Let me get the pen right.
Yeah. That's something right there. So we're gonna keep up with this.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody right there.
Who you got? James Madison, Oregon.
I think it's going to be Oregon. I think they just got too much NFL talent on that roster. I'm going to be rooting for James Madison. I hope James Madison is going to win, but I think it's going to be Oregon.
You walking with me, baby?
I'm gonna go to the other first round matches. Oh, all
right.
Miami, Texas A&M.
Whoo! Oh man, I'm gonna go A&M. Just simple
walking with me, baby.
The simple fact they playing at home. I don't know if Miami's going to be
Miami or A&M. You say A&M?
Yeah, I'm going A&M.
Okay. A&M. All right.
As far as Tulane and Ole Miss,
you
know what? I'm gonna go Tulane.
You know what? Yes. Tell them why.
Yeah.
Tell them why.
Couple different reasons. Well, the main reason is I'm not sure where the team is at. From a mental standpoint, with Lane leaving and the coaching staff being in flux. Tulane, they seem like they together. They on the same page. So I'm gonna go with Tulane on this one. I'm going with the upset.
All right. So we're gonna keep it there first with some back. Like we're gonna come back each round. I want you to go because you got to see what everybody played like in that first round to make your, when you got your choice coming. So we're just gonna stick with the first round right now. So we got it on record. We got this. Tron, you next. You up next.
All right, baby.
Bama.
I'm gonna go with I'm my first round with Bama. My first round is with Oklahoma. Oklahoma, man. I think they started peaking. They started peaking when they played us, man. They look good. Running backs look good. They receivers got good receiving core. I don't think Bama's ready. It seemed like something's up with Bama. They ain't clicking. They off right now. I don't think they really even deserve to be in the playoffs, man. I would rather see Vanderbilt. Shit. Yeah, Oklahoma, man. I got Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, JMU, Oregon.
JMU, I got Oregon. I don't think James Madison's ready for that big stage right now. They're gonna compete probably the first quarter. Oregon gonna turn up that heat, and they got too many athletes on their team, man. Oregon always reload and have good athletes. I don't think James Madison will be able to handle them.
Okay, all right. Miami A&M.
Miami A&M, I got A&M.
Okay.
Miami, they just haven't shown me anything this year. I mean, they not the Miami that we used to seeing. You know what I mean? I think Texas A&M, they got some dogs on their D line, and they're gonna come to play ball, that SEC ball, baby. And I don't think Miami can handle it.
All right.
Ole Miss, and Tulane, I got Ole Miss. I don't know. I just like Ole Miss. I said it from the beginning of the year, man. I just like Ole Miss team, and they got some. It depends on which Ole Miss shows up, honestly. And they might be the coach leaving might be affect the situation, but then again, it might spark a plug and going out for the kiff. And that Ole Miss team that's real, that can score quick. They got good receivers. And I think Ole Miss gonna whoop up on Tulane, man. They ain't ready for that big stage either.
All right, we got you on record too, Deuce.
Yes, sir.
All right.
What's up, Deuce?
So what we got? First game is who? Who's my first game?
Bama, Oklahoma.
Bama and Oklahoma. I'm gonna go. I think it's still gonna be a battle. These are two of the blue bloods in college football. But when I look at Oklahoma and what they've done over the last few weeks of their season, I saw them beat Alabama already at Alabama, and this game is going to be at Oklahoma. And it's hard to beat a team twice in any season. But the one thing I do remember about Oklahoma is that defense that they have, they come to play. Yeah. And their secondary is playing lights out at this moment. They've been getting a lot of interceptions, and they've been getting a lot of sacks. They've been playing damn good down the stretch playing defense. So I'm going to go Oklahoma based on that.
Okay. Oh, Oregon, James Madison.
Now, this was a little bit tougher for me because even though I say James Madison shouldn't be there, the one thing I like about James Madison, they got a good running game. And there's a team they got a good running game. They got a running back that ran for over 1,200 yards, and his name is Wayne Knight. And if he can get some things, he's a small back now. But here's the one thing that the running game does for you if you're JMU. If you can keep that game, if you can keep that offense on the sideline and get some drives going, you can make this game a lot closer than what it should be. If you got a chance at the end of the game, you got a chance to win it. But I still say Oregon's gonna win.
Yeah.
Because it's at Oregon.
Yeah.
You got Oregon? All right. I'm not even gonna ask you about put him down for Texas A&M or against Miami.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why.
All right,
don't take away my chance to talk about both of those teams. I'm going to look at this.
So where we at?
There's only one reason why I say Texas A&M wins this game. His name is Marcel Reed, and when Marcel Reed gets going, that offense is clicking with him. I'm looking at them not being able. I don't think they can stop him. Now, Miami does have a pretty good secondary. They got a guy that left UT and went down there, and he's doing pretty good himself.
And they have been in
pass rush hasn't been bad, but I don't see Miami beating Texas A&M at Texas A&M, and not with the way that Marcel Reed is playing at this moment.
Agreed. Ole Miss Tulane. Tulane.
Hey man,
Tulane.
Tron said something earlier. He said sometimes when you make a change, you don't know which way they're gonna go, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if those guys are actually mad that Lane left. I think they respect the fact that he made a change, and they do like the coach that they did bring in. That they got the job as an interim, and I think they all like him, and they'll come to fight for him. But here's the one thing that's going to give them the opportunity to win this game, in my opinion. When you change a coach, you don't necessarily know what you prepare for. Tennessee played against Arkansas earlier in the year, and that's an Arkansas team that's horrible. But you had a coach, an offensive coach, and a defensive coach that you had no idea what they were going to run. Because you haven't seen what their game plan is like all season. You have no film to go up against. So that gives you an advantage right there. And you're also playing that game at home. So I'm going to go with Ole Miss based off of that reason.
Get them, Fred.
I hear you. I hear you.
I like it. I like it.
Makes sense. Mhm.
All right, Philly Phil.
All right, here we go. Man, I can't help but to echo the words that have already been said from Rob, Tron, and Deuce. I mean, Oklahoma, in my opinion, over Alabama. I mean, Oklahoma definitely on the back end of the year, they have showed continuity as a group, and man, they're playing at a different level as far as defense wise. And that right there, I think is going to be the Achilles heel for that Tide. I think the Tide stops big time against Oklahoma. Personally, I think those Sooners will rally and bring that boost wagon all around them boys and really put it on them. So I'm sitting right there heavy with the rest of the bros right now. I just don't feel like Alabama has proven themselves on the back end personally. Now they may just completely surprise us all, but let's look at the way they played the last couple of weeks. Their strategy has been a little lackluster, and it seems like Oklahoma's doing exactly what they need to do, peaking at possibly at a real good time to bring on that strong defense that they've been doing. And on top of it, their depth. I mean, they look real strong right now to me. So I'm definitely got to go with that Oklahoma on my end for me. All right. And then who we got next there, JC? We got
Oregon.
JMU. All right. Man, I tell you, I love JMU. I really want to push for that upset. The one thing that kind of gives me reservations is I say it all the time is that, and I played in these kind of games along with you boys, and we know what that depth is. I mean, when you got a talented team that has the ability to weigh in at times that when it gets rough, you find a way to go win. You don't let somebody come in and just kind of push you around. I feel like Oregon has the staple in terms of trying to own, their work. I mean, here you are, you got a top 5 team. They're not going to sit there and just take it lightly when they feel like they've been kind of pushed around and slid back from the top rankings.
Yeah.
So something tells me these boys going to come out there blazing, and it might just be a little too heavy for them boys out of the valley over here in Virginia area. You know what I mean? Over that way. So I just think as bad as I might want to see the flip and the upset of the small dog. I just got a feeling Oregon's going to probably go ahead and get that one just so they can move on to that Texas Tech battle, which is going to be something. So I'm gonna go with Oregon on that one. All right. And then we're going from there. We got Ole Miss and Tulane. I mean, Deuce summed it up. I mean, them boys are probably running on high energy. Still wanting to, continue the fight of something that they started with Lane. I really think they're looking at it as, hey, we're the bigger fish in this region in a sense. I mean, you guys, I hate to say it like this, not to upset some of you Tulane fans, but Ole Miss may be looking at it like, hey,
all 3 of you.
Hold up, bro.
you know what I mean?
Hold up.
You know what I mean? Like we might have to continue to keep showing these boys that you're not in the SEC, but we're gonna go ahead and show you exactly why you're not in the SEC. And I got a feeling they're gonna, them Sharks gonna start letting them shark attacks come on, and I think they're gonna try to roll up Tulane. But then again, I mean, Tulane's got a good sound running game, and I think that right there could be a hurting factor to Ole Miss. I think it's gonna be an even blow, but I think Ole Miss might edge it out. So I'm gonna go Ole Miss and just see what happens. Maybe the inner Manning might come out of the whole team. Who knows, man? So I'm gonna go that route. I'm gonna lean on that one and just see how that all shakes on the back end. But I think they edge it out just by a little bit.
All right.
And then let's see. We're wrapping up Miami, Texas A&M.
Oh, you got it. That's right.
So the Miami, Texas A&M, I think it's a no-brainer, man. I mean, Miami. They're lucky they even got in on a one-ply toilet paper. I mean, to be honest with you, man. So, I mean, me personally, Texas A&M gonna get off in them boys. In my opinion, I think they're gonna show them exactly why they shouldn't have been in here. They kind of got in there off the hair of their chinny chin due to that loss by Virginia and Duke. To be honest with you, so had Virginia not lost, I mean, we wouldn't even be talking about the U in here. I mean, let's just keep it simple. So, with that being said, Texas A&M, they get that one.
Oh, so that's me.
That's on you, Jay.
That's on me.
That's on you.
So that's why I bring all y'all in here so y'all can talk. I'm gonna be short and sweet with this thing, man. Buck Fama, I'm going with Oklahoma. But y'all said somebody I think
Oklahoma all the way around.
Oklahoma. Okay. I think Alabama, like they started off poorly.
Yeah.
Then they figured it out, but then I think they plateaued out, and I think they're on their way down. I think Oklahoma with material, with him going out, for them to survive their quarterback being hurt and to do what they did without him, and I think he struggled a little bit coming back. And then we're always every week I tell, like, if a quarterback is struggling, when they play us, they're gonna have one of the best games of the season, which he did. And but now he's starting to get back to where he was. So Oklahoma, and like I said, I heard a couple. I think Deuce said it. A couple people said it. Their defense is playing. They got some edge rushers. They're good on up front, back end, like all three levels. They're good. So I'm going with Oklahoma for sure. Jameson, Oregon. I thought I've been thinking about this game, and I was like, and it's one of those. It's a hope, and it's also I think they can do it. I'm actually going with James Madison.
I like it.
I'm going with James Madison for like with the way because with Oregon, Dan Lennon is like a really good Butch Jones to me, man. Outside of him saving somebody, I just and even in it where that gets to the field, I just think if they can be physical, if James Madison can keep the ball, they can run, and you got to score points. You can't just keep the ball away from them. You got to score points. And who did this though? Was it Indiana? Who beat Oregon this year? I forgot who beat Oregon this year. But even in some of the games that they lost, even against the Penn State.
But they only lost that one game.
Yeah, but the Penn State game is the game I'm talking where they struggled some. Yeah, they lost
and
one
then they came back and got that win.
They struggled in that game.
They lost to Indiana.
They lost to Indiana. That was the one. But it was, and that's the Penn State game is the one that I really paid more attention to.
Right,
and it kind of exposed them to how you can beat them.
Yeah,
they pulled it out, but I'm going with James Madison.
Yeah,
Miami A&M. I don't have to spend much time with this. I'm gonna tell you why Texas A&M is gonna win. Carson Beck. I don't know why he struggles the way he especially against really good teams. If you pressure him, he's gonna throw it to somebody who's open, and it doesn't have to have his jersey on. To do it. I really think if it comes again, A&M's good enough with their quarterback with what they do, but I think what they have enough talent, edge, in the defense. They're gonna get back problems, and Miami can't really run the ball. They can't really run the ball. They haven't. I don't know. With some of these teams are struggling to run the ball. I think for a couple years, running the ball was going out, and it's coming back in the league and in college right now. You got to be able to run the ball, and they can't do it. And game right here is the one I struggle with the most. And y'all hit this again. This is going to go really great for Ole Miss or horrible.
Right.
They're going to rally on it and try to prove a point, or they just going to fall apart. It's not going to be anywhere in between. But I do think it's going to take for them to, because if Ole Miss is hitting on all cylinders, I don't think Tulane has a chance. No. I think if it falls apart, I think it'll be a close. And I actually think it's going to go the other way. I'm going to pick a side. I'm not going to straddle the fence. I think Ole Miss is going to be a little rattled because
all the emotion.
Because of what's going on. I think this is going to be a close game.
You like Tulane?
I like Tulane. I don't love Tulane. I'm gonna stick with Ole Miss to win a really, really close, overtime, last minute, like a real.
They come from behind kind of thing.
Either come from just gonna be back and forth all game. I think this is gonna be out of these games. The two games I think are gonna be close. I think Alabama's gonna pull off on. Oklahoma's gonna pull off on Alabama, but I think Ole Miss is gonna pull one out at the end. So I'm gonna go Ole Miss.
All right.
So we got defense gonna take over.
We'll see.
I'm looking at. I've been looking at this game.
I didn't say it with my chest, though. I didn't say Ole Miss with my chest. I'm like,
I think it's gonna be a tough.
Rob's got.
I think one team. Oh, Rob. Oh, my bad, Rob.
No, he went already. He went.
Yeah, Rob's already gone. He got Tulane over.
So almost.
JD got JMU over Oregon. So
There's one game I think is going to be a blowout, and I don't think it's going to be the James Madison game. I don't think it's going to be the Tulane.
Miami.
I think it's going to be Ole Miss. Oklahoma and Alabama. Oklahoma going to put that thing.
Oklahoma going to whip their ass, man.
A&M in Miami.
And the reason why A&M in Miami I think is going to be good. A&M got some dogs at receiver though. They got some dogs.
They sure do.
Miami got two of the best corners in the country.
Concepcion from A&T.
Was our stop.
From
state. Yeah, he's our.
Keep in mind, like I said, Miami got two of the best corners in the country.
Right. Well, what
They
they're gonna do? They're gonna take that little slot, that little Concepcion. They're gonna keep him away from them. He's gonna work that middle.
They better keep him away from him.
Yeah, they're gonna have a problem with him.
Doggone Thomas is a beast now.
Yeah, he'll take your head off.
Yeah, Jacoby Thomas is a beast, and then you got a freshman that what's his name?
Bryce
Fitzgerald. Them two boys that can go now.
Yeah, they're ready.
They ain't no slouches at corner.
Yeah, they're ready.
He's like, so we got our picks in, and I know but we're gonna come back to this. Of course, as this progresses, we're gonna close this. I want to get some final words from everybody. I'm gonna start off with Rob. What you got? Just final words on anything. Bracket, college football. What you looking for? Just what you want to leave the people with.
I think it's going to be a great playoffs, just like it was a great season overall. Like I said, I was a big fan of parity this past year. I think it's going to keep rolling, you know what I'm saying, into the playoffs. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm hoping we do see somebody different in the championship, you know what I'm saying, taking one home, whether it be Indiana, Texas Tech, obviously, because I got no dog in the fight. So I'm definitely looking for some parity, some good matchups. I think it's going to be real good.
Yes, sir. Tron, Big Tron, what you got?
What's up, fella? Man, I'm excited that that this what's 12-team playoff series is happening, man. Like you said, giving more teams opportunities to win the national championship. It's gonna be good, man. I've been enjoying the playoff series and what it's come to, in these last few years. And I think this is a good number, but like you said, it's got a lot of holes they need to fill and make it better. Give other people opportunities to, win the championship. Man, it's been exciting, man. I hate that it's the end of the football season. I don't know what I'm gonna do when it's over with. Got that little gap basketball, but it's coming. But yeah, man. Go Vols, man. Go SEC. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, this ain't no damn group project. No SEC. I'm not give a damn about no SEC.
Hey, man, look. That's hey, if it ain't SEC, it ain't me, baby.
All of
it ain't SEC, it ain't me. But I'm glad to see a lot of other teams get opportunities, man. And I'm excited to see this playoff series.
For sure. Thank you, bro. Phil.
Hey, I have to echo what Rob said. I mean, parity, man. I mean, that's that night, in my opinion. I mean, he hit it right on the head. We're now at a point where we're getting a chance to see some of the smaller fish that bark or out of the water, trying to chase like the big bass. I mean, we get a chance to see the whole dynamic, and we've seen that throughout the season with Indiana right now on top in the country. So I'm just excited about where the overall is going to be in these next several weeks as we see this thing, really come to fruition. I'm looking forward to definitely stepping back on the panel with you boys, man, and really talking about exactly what we laid down on the pregame of round one and how this all going to shake out based on our picks and our selections. But it's definitely been an exciting year to see the flight go from a high to a low and a low to a high for many teams that we felt like should have been in various different areas, but they wasn't. So I'm definitely excited about it, looking to see exactly where this thing's going to shake out and who's going to really be victorious on top. I mean, me personally, I just feel like, Indiana's definitely in the suit right now to, really make a move on things. And, they already took off the big dog, the big stage. So, I like those losers, man. That's my pick. I'm like Rob. I don't have no dog in the fight, but I do like the fact that the young guns are doing things that I felt like we had when we was there. So it's good to see.
Good. Appreciate you, Philly.
Yes, I appreciate
you. Man, I appreciate anytime I can, like Philly said earlier, man. I appreciate anytime I can get on the podcast or do something with my teammates, man. That's always cool.
Yep.
Me and Jeff, we go back and forth like we did back in college, man. But, we used to go back and forth, and one thing we would do, as soon as we'd be done, we might be a mid argument, and then say, "Hey, man, let's go to the cab and grab some food." We'll go grab some food, grab food, something to drink, and come back and do the same thing.
We got tired.
Yep.
It is something that we've been doing for years, man, and just love the banter going back and forth. It feels like being in a locker room, bro. This is the closest thing to being there. Get a chance to see each other and laugh and joke and talk sports with each other, man. That's amazing. But then We're talking what we love, football.
That's
and
right.
I'm looking forward to seeing how these things shake out because I want to see where it goes. I'm looking forward to the next show. So when we talk about who won and who lost, and the next round of the playoffs. So I'm gonna go with Tron's sentiment. Yes, we talk about these college football playoffs and everything, but look, man, go Vols.
Go Vols.
Oh, I'm with the go balls now. You know, that's all I care about.
That's all I know.
So all right,
Hey, Rob, like that, y'all put the hush up.
yeah, no, hey man,
Get in there, Rob. Get in there.
He already did.
I can't really do too much talking on my end. So
We
Hey,
can't either.
You a real one putting up with the tennis with this stuff that you still hold your own, giving your points. You know, you have great points to say and dealing with all the Tennessee inside jokes, man. But you got to come back. See, now you're gonna start to learn.
for sure,
And they're gonna start messing with you too. Just give it a
for
minute.
sure,
They
for
gonna-
sure.
Oh yeah,
they
it's
gonna
coming.
just give them
It's
time.
all good. Yeah, it's all good.
Man.
Yeah.
It's coming. But for me, man,
Get
this
jinxed.
was y'all boys actually got me. This is why I did it. This is why I got y'all here. Y'all actually got me. Y'all know I love sports, but sometimes I don't love talking about it. But y'all got me just excited about talking about it, coming back and just digging into the what's in the hows of how it's going down.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is it's getting to the point. Everybody knows how March Madness is. This is getting to the point of having that March Madness feel to it,
Yeah.
to where
Yeah.
and that's again why looking at James Madison and looking at Tulane, seeing that Cinderella story that's in there. Because that's a compelling. You can't have that if you just got all blue bloods. And
That's true.
Right.
even if
Right.
it's a seed, it's like it's upset. It's not upset. I want to see how all this plays out. I want to see them go against them, and I want to see how this bracket shakes out. I'm looking at a whole bunch of future matchups that I'm like, I'm waiting to see.
Yeah.
Well, I'm rethinking my Indiana love, which I love Texas Tech, man.
Yeah.
I want, and I just out of spite just want to see Ohio State go down, and I want Texas A&M to do it. But yeah, just all these interesting matchups. I'm excited to see about it. Excited to see it, and I'm excited to come back in here and talk about it, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is gonna be fun, man.
Yes, sir.
We are so I already signed all y'all up to come back. I don't want to hear no I got something to do. Like, all right, man, let's talk about sports. Let's do it.
Absolutely.
So man, we appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate every one of y'all. Appreciate everybody that tuned in, everybody that's gonna watch this, and just y'all guys for coming in here and sharing your opinions.
Yes.
Even when like everybody's opinion is valuable, even when it's wrong.
Right.
Right.
He knew that's all.
Hey, I think we need to. I think we need to put a little friendly little wager on this. I put $25 in the pot at who wins the most. Whoever wins, let's put a wager on this bracket thing, man. $25 piece.
I'm in a state that they don't allow gambling, Tron. I can't do it.
Oh yeah, 'cause look, that's how they got me killed. Like I don't cash up to this day because I was playing fantasy football and people putting in the memo fee for like whatever, like you can't gamble online.
Yeah.
But also we gotta check. We'll text about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
we're not gonna gamble and bet on that bracket at all.
At all.
No,
Not at all.
Yeah.
No.
That's
Not
not
do
what
that.
we do. We are
No.
former athletes. We
Nope.
don't.
I would-
No, we
would
don't
not
do that. You're right. Y'all right.
online,
I'll
no.
buy you a pack of Black and Miles, man.
Hey man,
Get you some chewing gum.
that's the sick. Get up out of here, man.
That's
Hey
good.
man,
Hey, Tron, I got you a 6-pack of Natty Ice.
Yeah. Your liver come with it.
Milwaukee's best ice.
Right.
Go ahead and do it. And then it was E&J.
Cassie Cream.
Right there. Oh,
Hey, Jeff, I gotta say this real quick. I remember that one time we went to the gas station. And remember we saw the first time we ever saw that Natty Ice.
oh Lord have mercy. Oh yeah.
It was like $4.99 for a 12-pack. It was like, what?
We got a 24 for like $6. It was like,
Yeah.
Oh man, that was crazy. Man.
Yeah.
oh,
Yes, sir.
oh, that's that.
But you might lose your liver.
Oh, you know what
Oh
happened?
yeah.
That was when we had
Man.
a department at over on Green Tree. That's when Cat. Well, we can't talk about that. That was,
Hey
can't
man,
talk
let's
about
not
that.
talk about
We
none
can't
of this,
talk about
man.
that.
Y'all trouble, man.
That was-
We can't talk about that.
was okay.
Hey,
I start sweating.
but while we're about to leave, I know y'all boys know about that Cisco drink.
We ain't talking about
Yeah,
that.
let's get on.
That's not good. If you were drinking Cisco at Tennessee,
You got a problem.
You got a problem.
You got a problem.
You should have got that out your system in high school.
No,
That's right.
Hey, listen, it was called a special brew. St. Ives, baby.
That's right.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead. Hey, Deuce, man, take us up out of here, man. Because you know you seasoned at this, man. I'll put you on the spot, man. Go ahead and take us up out of here, man.
Well, you did just put me on the spot. Well, you know, guys, thank you guys for being a part of our hold on, I don't know how to messed up. See what I'm saying? I'm very rusty here. Thank you guys for being a part of our college football bracket, our playoff bracket here. And we're just, 4 guys talking football, 5 guys talking some football. And this is one of the times where football is almost coming to an end. Get yourself ready in front of your TV with a nice brew, good food, and let's go, baby.
Yo, JCTV. Let's talk about sports.
JCTV.
We'll holla.